Oh.
I got it.
Hey, it's cool to wear Texas now.
Yeah.
It's cool to they back. They back. They back.
Hey, I'm good.
You know, you got to get in the SEC.
You see what I got to rock.
Yeah,
know,
Why they don't got it on?
Man,
represent.
hey, we saw so many kids at the field with it. Trust me, man. They buying them. The sevens are being bought here.
The supporters are real.
The Bajans.
Yeah.
Right. The Bajan Robinsons. Everybody, now we know. I've been calling this man by the wrong name since I met him.
You have it though. I promise you. Like you can say however you, Bajan. My mom will be happy if you said the right way.
Bajan.
Yeah.
You ain't checked nobody your whole life?
No, 'cause it sounded the same to me. But my mom was like, "Why you keep saying it like that?" And I was like,
Man, well, welcome back to the Pivot.
Yeah.
Fred Taylor, Channing Crowder, Ryan Clark, Pivot fam. Thank you for joining us on our Pivot training camp tour. I think for me, man, to start, one of the bigger stories this week is, you're in the NFL Top 100. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Saquon Barkley, who is the gold standard right now at the running back position, said that nobody cuts the way you do. He even said, I like myself. He's like, I love myself, but nobody is doing what Bajan is doing in the open field. When you hear Saquon Barkley say something like that, what does it mean to you to have one of your peers feel that way about you?
I mean, obviously, man, it's a blessing to do what we all can do on the field. And like for me, I mean, hearing him say that it means that I'm doing something the right way. And for me, like, obviously, cutting as a running back, it's either you got it or sometimes you just don't. There's straight line guys, there's guys that can do both, and that's what I pride myself in. But I feel like just me understanding how to create leverage for myself, even talking to other running backs and talking about how to create leverage for themselves as well, like, it's a big plus, man. And to hear him say, like, he's the best cutting running back, I mean, it means a lot because I work on it a lot and I work on certain techniques and stuff like that. But I even texted him, I was like, bro, I appreciate the love, man, because it's always cool to, like, he was the guy last year, and I have so much respect for him. And obviously, like, God willing, I can get to that point as well, hopefully this season with the guys. So, yeah, it was pretty cool when he said that.
If we all put you in a Philly jersey or put you guys in blank jerseys and just let you go do your thing, it would be identical.
Yeah.
Y'all running style is so similar, man, and the thing you can do to create big plays for your team, both of you are crazy. So that leads me to want to ask you, year two, man, your rookie year, just shy of 1,000. Last season, you finished third in the league. What clicked for you to be able to make that sort of jump in your ability?
I mean, the game slowed down. Like, the game completely slowed down. And I think it was more like week 5. After week 5 is when, like, I was like, oh, like, I'm getting it. Like, every time I touched the ball, it was like, this is going to be a big play. And I had that same feeling in college. So, like, first year, I was trying to find my way, find the ropes. Second year, it was like, all right, I'm starting to pick it up. I'm starting to get it. I got it, like, towards the middle to end of my sophomore year. And then the third year was like, yeah, this is what you're supposed to do. So I think it's just like the speed of the game. Guys are faster, obviously, in the league. And for me, when I got the speed down, when I got the speed where I wanted to create my own tempo and create my own pace, and I feel with me is like, my goal is when I touch the ball, I control everybody on the field. I control the defense, I control the O-line, I control the receivers, because when I feel like I'm in control, then that's when you feel like you're unstoppable. When I started feeling that, then the sky was the limit.
Yeah, we talked a bit about year 3 being this year for you this year, and you just lit up with excitement, not only about the running ability in the team, but about your involvement in the pass game.
Yep.
Like, give us a little sneak peek on, like, what you guys are going to do different this year.
I mean, doing everything, lining up at receiver. And we sprinkled it last year because it was a new system, new offense, so we were trying to get a feeling for everything. But this year, like, being out wide, going up against corners, being at slot, running, I don't want to say the routes, but like,
Don't give too much.
But running receiver routes, like running actual receiver routes, because that's just another part of my game that, God blessed me to play. And with me, like, growing up playing 7-on-7, being a receiver, like, doing it throughout college, you have to do it. We can't.
Yeah, we got to see it today. It's certainly not, hey, go do what running backs normally do.
Yeah.
And the way they utilize you, the depth of the routes. And so you looked extremely natural doing it. So from the coach's standpoint, they have to feel good about where that's going.
No, he's too damn big to run that fast and quick. That's what it doesn't look natural. It looks unnatural.
That's what I'm saying. Like when I am running those routes on corners, and I mean, you're not gonna put a linebacker out there. So on the DBs, and then when I do catch the ball on them, like they still got to make a tackle. And a lot of DBs today, like they don't
want that work.
They gonna whip. They gonna whip. So it's like that's why you gotta utilize it.
The scheme and the new way they use you.
Yeah.
Also, flat out, Michael Penix Jr. is the quarterback.
Yeah.
What's he gonna add to that game now? Because he's a hell of an athlete.
I mean, well, in the run game, it helps out a lot because he's an athlete. So, you know, it's more of that like Eagles type offense. You know, you got to account for not just me in the run game or Tyler in the run game. Like you have to account for Mike because he can roll out, he can scramble, he can, you know, take another linebacker out. And I feel like when you take another linebacker out, then as a running back, like you love that every single time. That's a mismatch. But then in the pass game, obviously, his arm talent is special.
Yes.
So, you know, I'm even seeing it in camp. Like, you know, some of them balls that he's throwing, I'm like, shoot. Like I have to like actually go get it because he'll throw it in the area, but the area is like so the DB can't get it. But me, I have to haul my butt over there. But he has a special arm. It's cool.
You know, you seem like I watched you or listened to you talk about Saquon, and you were like, you talked about what he said about you, but you had so much of, okay, I know how to create leverage, or I know how to get myself in these positions, a student of the game. This offseason, you spent some time with Christian McCaffrey as well. What was the thought about spending that time with him, and what did you gain from that?
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to be with a guy that's obviously a veteran and that's done it before. And like I feel like with me and Christian, we worked for 4 weeks this summer. But I just learned like a lot of the little things that I haven't known before, like on choice routes. I think he's the best choice route runner ever. You know, I know there's Marshall Faulk like guys that's obvious, but I think just how he creates leverage and how he creates space is pretty special. So with me seeing that and him teaching me that and learning, then I'm like out here, you know, it's starting to become super effective. And Mike's like, bro, this is gonna be open every single time, and I understood it because it's like some of the little things that I learned over the summer with him. And I mean, dude works hard. Like, I mean, Christian works hard, and I want to be with the guy that works. Like, I didn't want to mess around this year and, you know, go to Dallas or go to LA and train. Like, I was locked in on one spot and trying to do one thing. And, you know, we did a lot of track work, and the coach that coached us, his name is Randy. Like, he coached Terrell Davis and Christian's dad and those guys. So, like, having a guy that's coached all these, like, superstar players was another cool thing, too. So I think it was good, really great work.
I got to stop.
Yeah.
I love you to death. You're an amazing person. Everyone leads with that.
Yeah.
Before we talk about the football talent.
Yeah.
And I like Christian McCaffrey, too. But
Yeah.
Marshall Faulk, choice route, he can't hey, bro.
Greatest show on turf?
Come on, dog. We just got to pull up some footage. Marshall
right.
did it a while ago.
He did.
I just got to give you some side-by-sides. I'm going to die on this hill.
Hey, you got to die on some hill.
You gonna put Marshall
That's
over?
the reason I chose 28, and Faulk can do everything.
He can.
First 1,000, 100, like Faulk, and this is 16-game season. So I'll go to
You got to realize how young he is, though.
That's what I'm saying.
Young, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
That is true.
And Marshall, obviously, all that different stuff.
Marshall tape looked like black and white to him.
Yeah.
You know?
Marshall, when was the greatest show on turf? Like, what year was that?
98, 99,
Oh, yeah, I wasn't even here.
2000.
My dog said I wasn't even here.
But Marshall was MVP, which brings me to, I've been hearing some stuff, analysts, they're putting your name in the MVP conversation. Is that pressure or is it just noise?
Just noise. I don't even think about it. Obviously, like, it's a cool thing to be mentioned in that category, especially because, like, a lot of quarterbacks been winning it. I mean, at the end of the day, like, if that's what God wants for me,
Right.
it's gonna happen. And I'm gonna work hard. I'm gonna continue to work hard. I'm gonna continue to be, you know, a light to this team and to this fan base. Because if I do that, then, you know, like, the sky's the limit. And, you know, as much as I want to be individual, like, y'all know me, I'm such a team guy, like, but I feel like when that happens and, you know, if everything happens the right way, then you never know what can happen.
Ashton Genty called you and said thank you yet?
Yeah, I talked to him.
Okay, because, without you, he wouldn't have been a top 10 pick. Really, did he call and appreciate? Because that was the big question. Now, y'all boys started to sneak back up in that top 10.
But that's the goal. Like, it starts with us. And, like, me and Jameer talking, I'm like, yo, like, you know, we're the guys now that is for the future of the running back. Mm-hmm. And all these young running backs in college be, you know, hitting me and DMing me, and even the recruits, these top recruits I'm talking to in high school, I'm like, y'all need to make sure, like, y'all can run the ball all you want, but I'm like, you guys have to become pass catchers. Like, y'all have to get involved in the pass game, because if we want these $100 million contracts or close to it and break the mold, like, you can't just be, you can be an amazing runner, and that can take you a long way, but if you're an amazing runner and amazing pass catcher, like, you're unstoppable. I tell them all the time, like, you know, me and Jameer talk, like, if we want to break that, like, change the markets and everything that people are talking about, like, we have to continue to be on that high level of both sides of the ball, which is cool.
You know, I loved hearing you say you talk to young people about how to break the mold of the running back, and the fact that if you can be a pass catcher now, we can sort of stop this trend of the devaluing of the position.
Yeah.
But I want to talk about something different, pivot for a second here. Mm-hmm. Everybody we talked to today, first thing they said, he's such a good human. Mm-hmm. And normally, when someone's a great player like you are, and you go, he's even a better human, you're just full of crap, right? You just be like, and he's even a better guy, but you know he a stink individual. Absolutely. That's not that way for you.
Yeah.
Give young people some advice on having the foundation you have, being Christ-led, and going from a college campus to the NFL, where there's all the trappings of temptation, all the trappings and opportunities to make the wrong decision. How have you remained steadfast in who you are with so many options to go the opposite way?
It's funny, like, I talked to my grandpa a couple of days ago, and he was like, yo, B, like, you know, you had so many, like, choices in college to, you know, you were praised in high school, you were praised in college, like, you know, and he was like, I know that was some of my doing because I raised you. But yeah, I feel like with me in the discipline part, like, I knew where I wanted to go, and I knew what I wanted to do. And I had teammates in college, like at Texas, you know, they were always telling me like, yo, B, like go out, bruh. Like, do, you know, have fun. And you know, obviously us college kids, like, we did a little bit of fun, but like with me, like, I was so locked in, and they were always like, why don't you come out and do? But then on the flip side, they're always like, damn, B, like, I want to be where you're at. But I'm like, you know, you got to make a choice. It's always good to have fun. Like, you have to have fun in college, like, to experience it. But at the same time, like, you have to be like so focused and locked in and understand, like, especially my position, like, I was trying to do big things and trying to make it as high as I possibly could. So I understood, like, the value of if I do something wrong, like, it's 10 times worse than you know, some other people. But I think, like, for me and my faith and how strong I am in my faith, it allowed me to not do some of the things that would have got me to a place where I didn't want to be. And like with understanding, like, you know, sometimes I had to just pray about it, like, God, please, like, just show me something else, show me a different path, a different vision. Like, I wasn't even supposed to go to Texas. Y'all know that. Like, I was supposed to go to Ohio State. But I feel like if I went there, I wouldn't have been here. And so, like, it's those little decisions. And then with the kids now, which is hard, is the NIL. Like, as much as I love it for kids, they're starting to get paid all this money, and then their mentalities become, like, so shot. Like, they're like, I have money, I can do this, I don't have to work as hard. Like, I saw a video on TikTok the other day, and it was this college kid, like, yelling at his coach in camp. He was like, bro, I don't have to listen to you. He was like, I got all this money, like, bro, I don't gotta listen. I was like,
yeah, that's a different world.
I was like, what? I was like, I got ripped. Like, I got kicked off the team. Like, And for me to explain that to kids now, I'm like, bro, like you have to go to college for relationships and with a relationship with the coaches. Like you can't go to college for. It's cool to get money. You will get money if you perform the right way.
How do you stay humble now? Because you have all those things. You talk about what the kids have. We was talking about Lamborghinis and all that when we met you.
Yeah.
Right?
I was going to ask him if he took a pay cut going eighth.
And so how do you stay humble now? Because like Freddie T said, you do have that praise. You are working toward that big contract. What continues to keep your mind in the mind state of humility?
It's just how I was raised. I was raised by very nice people, and my grandparents, my mom, like my auntie, like they're super nice people, and they're very disciplined. So, for as much respect as people have for them, and if you talk to my grandpa, you'll be like, man, like I see where he got it from, and I just always kept those morals. Like I always kept, if the Lamborghini, I never showed it off. I never was talking about it. I tried not to bring it around the team because that could be a divide. And obviously when I was in college, like that's when NIL was starting to become, a big thing. And some of the deals I was getting were like, everybody kind of knew about it. So I was like, what I should do is just not bring it around, not show it off too much because everybody already knows you got it. But you don't have to be a cocky guy. You don't have to be a cocky teammate. You can just build up teammates and say, like, y'all can get it too, and come get it with me.
This is 3 years in a row that I'm going to tell you can hang with me whenever you want.
Hey.
That means he's never been to any of the places in Atlanta you've been to.
And we in Atlanta right now, too. I'm about to tell you, man. I can change my flight if you want to slide.
You Magic City?
Hey, man.
Hey, that place to catch on fire, Bijan walking there, boy.
And them wings is good, though.
Okay. Oh, you Uber Eats them in.
The lemon pepper lose.
Them wings is good.
But I want to ask you about, you talking about discipline, where it's like off the field discipline.
Yeah.
What do you do to have 360 touches in a year?
Yeah.
304 carries, what was it, 61 receptions. But the stats don't say the times you had to pick up linebackers, times you had to block defensive ends. Like,
Heck yeah.
You have a workload that aren't seen in stats. What do you do? Because they know all the $1 million that people spend on their body. What do you do to be able to do what you do consistently like you do?
I just have a consistent routine, man. Like, I think people be dramatic when they be saying, I spend $1 million on my body. I'm like, how do you spend $1 million on your body, bro? Like, what do you do? So, like, when I get done with practice, I immediately hit the cold, hot tubs. I'll get my little treatment after practice, like, but I've been consistent with that for 4 or 5 years. And then, off the field, I'll have a massage therapist and a chiropractor, and they come every single week, twice a week. My college years, I didn't say getting my body work done. Yeah, I didn't take it serious at all. And then after my rookie year, I was like, all right, I have to try to do something. But then last year, when I started to continue to get those carries, get to the pass catches, I was like, I have to do something. And I felt great. Like, knock on wood, like, I haven't had too many injuries in my career, which is a blessing. And I'll even have my teammates here, like, bro, like, they're like, bro, you're just a jackrabbit. Like, bro, you're just a bunny. Like, and I'm just like, because I do what I have to do to take care of my body the right way, and then I'm out there, trying to ball.
Who's been impressive, offensive, defense, and who do you look forward to seeing this year that we might enjoy watching?
I think Matthew Bergeron on offense, he's the left guard. Mm-hmm. Bro's a monster.
Was he the one that was fighting all the time?
Yeah, he was probably in there. he was probably in there. But dude's a monster. Like, last year, he showed, obviously Chris Lindstrom, he's the best guard in the league. But with him on the other side, like, man, he's starting to become real dominant. And even just talking with him and seeing his energy out there, I'm like, bro, like, I know we don't got pads on yet, but, you got to kind of tone it down because you're killing these dudes out here. But, and then, like, for skill positions, Darnell Mooney, like, Darnell Mooney's real. Like, he is real. I don't know why he's so underrated. I don't know why, because, I think he's better than most in the league. Like, route running, making people miss, breaking people off, understanding the angles of routes, his catching ability, like,
right.
impressive. Even Ray McLeod, like, you know, I know that people undermine him a little bit, but the dude's a baller. And the thing I like about Raheem is, you know, he lets them be who they are, you know, and they're great dudes, but he lets them be who they are on and off the field. But then when they're on the field, like, they working. And then on defense, you know, I'm excited to see Jalen Walker, that dude. He a monster. James Pierce, monster. And I know these are rookies, but like, they don't look like rookies right now, which is really impressive. Even Diablo, like at linebacker, you know, I played against him last year at the Raiders, but this year, like, it might just be the scheme, but he looking good. He looking good.
Most people I ask that question, they'll probably go with the skill, like the sexy positions first. But you smart.
Yeah.
You give your big dogs love up front. You're a smart dude.
I had to.
I like that.
Well, hey, listen, he could definitely run for president at some point too. You know, the best help for a quarterback, whether old, young, is a run game, which was something you guys leaned on last year. But you also went through it was a strange transition. And from the outside looking in, could have been a difficult one that seemed to go really smoothly. What was it like having to transition from Kirk to MPJ in the middle of the season last year?
Obviously, we saw Kirk, you know, had a little bit of struggles, like, and I mean, as a, you know, it's hard being an NFL quarterback. I ain't gonna lie, man. Like, I've been seeing it for 3 years. I've had my rookie year, I had 2 quarterbacks, same situation, Desmond Ridder, Taylor Heineke, and then with last year, that situation. But, you know, I feel that trying to be there for encouragement, like in the moment on the field, like really helps him out, especially Kirk. Like, you know, he's been in the league for 13 years. And sometimes, you know, you don't want to say nothing because you're like, he got it. Like, he understands what he has to do. But nah, like, he's under pressure. He's in the moment just like we are. So for me, like, I was like, yo, like, me saying a couple words to Kirk, encouraging him, like, yo, like, pick your head, like, it's all right. Like, we good. And he was always like, man, I'm good. Like, I got it. And which was cool. But, you know, obviously, I can't control what the decisions were made. And I know we had like a little slump for like 4 weeks. But when Mike came in, it's like he was ready. Like, sometimes you have a rookie guy come in and he's shaking up a little bit. No, Mike was like, yo, like, let's get it. And I think what made him confident is everybody who was around him. Like, you know, he had Drake, Mooney, Ray, Kyle, me in the backfield. So he had guys like that were ready to go already and that were playing really well. And obviously when that run game was hitting throughout the season, like, it made Mike's job way easier, and he just started to just free flow it and let it go. But obviously that's a tough switch for a quarterback, especially like when you're trying to make it to a playoff. Like, we were 1 game away from the playoffs, obviously, but you know, it was just sometimes it's too late.
You mentioned all of those skill players at Michael Penix Jr.'s disposal. He said there's no reason you guys shouldn't be one of the top offenses in the NFL. How confident are you in this group that you could be one of the best doing it this season in 2025?
Yeah, I'm extremely confident. Now, I feel like it's my job to be like, nah, bro, we suck. we ain't good right now. Like, you know, we're becoming who we want to become. And yeah, like, we have the talent for it. We have, you know, I'm trying to tell these guys, like, bro, like, kind of stay off social media. You know, don't look at that kind of stuff, because all you're gonna do is people are gonna either tell you y'all look great, y'all are gonna be the best, or they're gonna be like, y'all suck. Like, just continue to like stay focused. You know, get better. Like, yesterday we had a bad day. I ain't gonna lie. Like, we was not looking like the best offense, and we all knew that. But then today, like, we came out there and we responded, and obviously when the pads come on, that's when real ball, you know, starts into play. But I'm like, being consistent day to day is what's important to me right now. And it's kind of cool, like, seeing me become a leader because I'm always the guy that's like, lead by example. Like, I don't got to say nothing. But then y'all probably heard me out there like yelling at the defense. Like, it's just because it gets everybody's energy up. So it's pretty cool.
I think I got something for him because he's a perfect human.
I'm not, I promise.
You now being a leader, you got to snap sometimes. Like you're saying, you can't walk in what you just said. If y'all, and then ain't score a point at halftime, you can't be like, hey, fellas.
No, hell, you're right. You're right.
Do you snap?
Yeah.
You snap, like, do you go crazy, or is it more controlled snap?
So, like, in games, like, I don't talk a word. I'm silent on the field. Like, when we get back to the locker room, I'm going to say something if it has to become like that. But, like, on the field, like, I don't say a word. Like, it was funny. We were playing the Commanders, and one of their D linemen, he said something real left, like, to me. Like, you know, typically dudes on the field, they don't say nothing to me. Like, I'll just keep on. They don't say a word. But bro, like, he said something crazy in the first 2 plays. I like stopped in my tracks, and I was like, no way, I just heard what he just said to me. And I looked at him, and I just started laughing. Like, I just laughed in his face, and then we were like balling that whole quarter. But I was like, yo, like, if I really was about to snap on this dude, like, that was the first time in my career I was about to, like, say something crazy back. So now that I'm doing it to the defense, it picks the energy up. Like, they really, like, I'll say something crazy, and they don't be trying to say nothing back, but it makes them hype. So I think it's pretty cool.
Shan, his speech probably like mine was when I used to play. We're gonna go out there. We're gonna get our butts moving.
Hey, no cap.
I don't care what they tell do
No cap.
on that other side.
And you sounded real fragile, like in your foot.
Don't be spelling cuss words.
I
It
know.
ain't gonna work. Let's beat their AASS. No, bro. I'm telling you. You get a
And that happened before? Somebody did that before?
That's how he used to cuss.
Oh, that's crazy.
Hey,
Beat the ASS or
So until I retired,
yeah.
my kids had never heard me curse.
Wow.
They had never heard me say a curse word. And then, like, toward the end of my career, on game day, when I give the speeches, I allow myself some curse words. But yeah, I stopped early on in my career, and it just became a habit to not do it.
Only when he's mad is HE double hockey sticks.
You don't be saying the words. You know, I just saw the game against when you played against the Ravens. I think it was the AFC Championship.
Yeah.
And we were watching it on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And shoot, you was out there like, you was saying something. I don't know.
Hey,
I'm an F-U-C-K-U.
Hey, I had one statement, bro. Every on-field conversation for me ended the same way.
Yeah.
I used to always tell people, you know that's how folks go to sleep.
That's all you gotta say. That's really all you got.
Non-cuss intimidation, though. I ride with that one.
Feisty. I know it's early, obviously beginning of training camp, we're on the tour, but expectations for 2025 after a big monster season last year was 1,887 scrimmage yards, 1,456 rushing, and whatever the math is on the receiving, right? What are your personal goals? I know the team goal, obviously, probably division, Super Bowl, yada, yada, but your personal goal, how do you build on, last year?
Being better than last year. My goal is always to improve and get better every single year. Like, whether it's leadership-wise, spiritually, physically, like emotionally. And I just know that, for me, if I can be better in all those departments than I was the year before, then I accomplished my goal. And obviously, if I want to be better, I need to understand, like, dudes, they respect you as a player now. So, like, there's gonna have more guys, game planning. All the teams are gonna game plan around, like, where you're at, what you're doing. And it's great that, I have an awesome offense around me like that they're all threats. So, like, you can't just hone in on one player because everybody can do something against you. But I always write down these extreme goals. Like, I think I wrote down, and don't clip me on this, if people like my sophomore year of college, I wrote down I wanted 2,000 yards rushing and then like 500 yards receiving. And then my third year, I wrote down I wanted 2,500 yards rushing, 500 yards receiving. So I do the same thing in the NFL because, like, if I write that down on a whiteboard and before my room, and I put on the bottom, like, God, like, can you bless me, like, to do something like that, and look at it every day, then I know that what my goal is, and I know I'm gonna write my game stats right there, and it just gives me an extra motivation before I go out there. So.
Hey, man, we're on this training camp tour, but you play a lot of football. We hear all your passion in it. During your bye week, you sitting back, who are you going to watch? Is it opponents coming up? Is it division? Who do you watch on bye week?
I watch my opponent first couple of days, And then I'm gonna watch all the top 5. I'm gonna watch the top 5 running backs who's leading in rushing. So like I'm watching, like last year I was watching Saquon, I was watching Derek, Jonathan Taylor, and then Josh Jacobs. Like those are the guys I was like, and then Jameer. Like I was watching those 5 guys and just like kind of scrolling through their games. And I do that before every game. Like hell
with bye week. Hell with bye week. That's every game.
Like every game, like I'm looking to see what's going on and to see what the numbers are, and then I'm like, I got to go out there, and it's just the competitiveness in me. Like I see what they do, and then I'm like, all right, I have to go out here and go do something.
In a position like yours, where you have to rely on your offensive line, you have to rely on the fact that we have weapons on the outside. How difficult is it for you in those games where you aren't getting it going like you want to?
I feel like the composure is the right thing to say, just because like I see a lot of guys that are on the sideline like trying to look up their stats and doing stuff like that, but I don't believe in that stuff. Like I feel that if you know like something's not clicking, then you're gonna talk about it as an offense. Obviously, Zach Robinson, our offensive coordinator, like he knows, if we're not moving the ball the right way, if we're not doing this, like, then he's very good at putting us, like if we have a really bad first half, there's 9 times out of 10 we're gonna have a really great second half. Mm-hmm. And for that being his first year, like he did an extremely good job of, talking to us at halftime, telling our coaches something on the mic, and them telling us, like my coach Michael Petrie, like, if we have a bad first quarter, like he gonna be on our ass. He gonna be like, nah, bro, like this isn't the standard of what we do. And I appreciate him a lot, my running back coach, because obviously he's one of the best in the game. Like his respect is so high. Like he's been the guy for a long time now. In college, I had Tashard Choice. So I've always been blessed with running back coaches like that would always get me going, and that just knew the right thing to say in the right moment, and it was a wrap. But yeah, like, if we're not playing great, then we're gonna get together on the sideline and be like, yo, like, this is not acceptable. This is not good. And I think we played the Eagles week 2. And yep. And it was, man, look at this lame dude.
I ain't come back on the show.
Look at this lady that come here.
I'm gonna get my running back, man.
It's my back.
I ain't come back on the show.
Come on, brother.
No,
We take good care. We take good care.
Y'all come to camp in all black.
Hey, that's why you kept us on the sideline?
What you mean all black? We represent around here. I just want to say you're a superstar, man. Don't forget that, and everything gonna go through you. You're gonna be the spark.
That's the music playing in the back? That Maxwell.
Hey, no, but
I'm gonna find you like this meeting.
I'll be.
hey, nah, but seriously though, you're gonna be the spark that y'all need, man. So as long as you keep that to the forefront. Absolutely. I mean, I think sky's the limit for you personally. Obviously, I'm a fan, but also for the team.
No doubt.
I think y'all have a better season this year with you, Mike, and the rest of the crew. So
yeah.
Looking forward to it.
No, thank you, man.
For you, is this the year, though, that you feel the Falcons have to get to the playoffs and get the momentum moving?
I'm telling the guys, like, yo, the pressure's on, man. Like, we've done a lot to this team. We got the right guys, got the right players. Like, but another thing I tell them is, like, yo, we got to take it just 1 week at a time. Like, 1 day, 1 week at a time. Like, we got to stop looking ahead. I feel like what always caught us is, like, we're always talking about we got to win the division. We got to do this, do that, get to the playoffs. I'm like, bro, like, we have to beat this team first before we talk about anything else. And I really learned throughout my career in the NFL, like, put as much focus on, it doesn't even matter if it's not a division game. On that team. Because, man, y'all already know in the NFL, man, like, you can be we were 5-1 last year in the division. And we still didn't make the playoffs. So I was like, and which is tough. And that was a tough one to swallow, because I'm like, man, how do we become 5-1 and still not make the goal that we were trying to do? So I feel like we needed that last year. And, with this season coming up, you know, taking it one game at a time and not focus on nothing else, not hearing nothing else. Even if we have, an amazing game, like not hearing the fluff, because that can get you caught up. Like that's our goal. That's our goal to, you know, you can forget the playoffs if you're not doing what you're doing every single week. So I learned that for real.
Man, thank you so much for your time, bro. We appreciate you. So can we book it now? Atlanta Falcons playoffs, Texas Longhorn Natty.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Ain't y'all in the SEC now?
Man, we did last year.
Hey, like it's case.
He said you saw it last year.
Yeah, they came in there.
Oh, yeah.
Like, yo,
Let's go do it, man. Rooting for you.
It is. It's a game changer.
Oh,
It's not fair.
for y'all too, though.
It's not fair.
My next door neighbor, y'all backup quarterback. Rajah Bell's son, Dia Bell. Oh, we live across the street from each other.
Shoot.
Man, appreciate you. We'll get you some food, man. Thank you so much. Cam Bynum, Channing Crowder, Fred Taylor, I'm Ryan Clark, Pivot Fam. Thank you guys for pivoting with us on the training camp tour. Cam, man, I mean, it's something we've been wanting to do. I think your story is fascinating. You know, from being an undersized football player who had to grow into himself, becoming a star in Minnesota, and also kind of the king of celebrations.
Yes, sir.
As well, we'll get to it, man. But you really popped off my radar as a person, man. I think it was October of 23, after the game. You told the story about trying to get your wife here to the States. You know, you guys got married in the Philippines, and you met in the Philippines. You were working on doing that. Why did you feel the need to tell the world to ask for help in getting your wife here?
I just think it was important just for people to know what's going on, not just for our story, but for a lot of Filipinos, that's everybody's story, like their family or whether it's long distance relationships or just trying to make a living for themselves, trying to, you know, I didn't know when I met her that she just couldn't come over here. I'm like, you come to a game. She's like, I literally can't, like you need a visa. So really going through the whole situation of us applying for her to get her visa and getting denied so many times, I was like, okay. I told her before the season, after she got denied the second time to be able to come to the U.S., I said, I'm gonna make a play in one of these big games, and I'm going on live TV. I said this before season, so it was just a matter of time. And it was just a God thing that it happened on ESPN on the Monday night game against the Niners. They're the best team in the league at the time, so me being able to get 2 picks, I'm like, this is the platform that I'm gonna be able to get my opportunity to ask for help, because I'm like, we got denied to get her to the States twice, so we had to do something.
Yeah.
We got to switch.
Oh, yeah, switch?
Fine. Listen.
Light skin, baby.
Wow. Hey, that's crazy. They need to
Bring some light in here.
They had to move me because of the dark skin? That's crazy. Cam, but
Put that down here. Set it up.
didn't the man say we got to stop playing like
My
we gotta act
bad.
like grown
I'm
ups?
sorry. My bad.
Cam, I want to say though, the best team in the league, 2 picks, you get an opportunity to speak. Like that's almost a moment to be like, hey, I'm Cam Bynum. I've arrived.
Right.
Especially someone that had the fight of becoming a player the way that you have. I think what you did show that like life is bigger than ball.
For sure.
How important was that for you then that you totally kind of stepped away or misdirected from the game you had to talk about that?
Yeah, I just think it's important for people to know what's going on behind football. Like, you know, I'm over there I did the worm after getting those interceptions, having all that fun. But when it got serious after the game, I'm like, yeah, we've been married this whole time and my wife is not here. I'm having to do 2 football seasons at the time, long distance. And, you know, people may not see the struggle on the outside that we were going through as far as being long distance and me having to fly there on the bye week. Like, that's how serious it was. Like, bye weeks, I was flying out to the Philippines for those 3 days just to see my wife. And just going through that and people realizing, okay, yeah, he's happy on the outside. And I was happy behind closed doors, but a lot of people didn't understand the struggle that we had to go through. It just, you know, my wife being on the other side of the world. And we knew what we were getting into when we got married, but it was just a different type of, you know, I wouldn't say sadness, because we were still happy. We're just grateful just to have our marriage and a healthy marriage and everything. And when you really got down to it, it was tough being able to, you know, being on FaceTime, going through and watching film, doing my whole routine, all the extra work, but still having to manage being able to spend time together, long distance, FaceTime and everything with the time difference. So there was a lot of things going on behind the scenes that a lot of people didn't know. But more than anything, more than me looking for sympathy, it was more trying to tell the story that a lot of Filipinos are going through and a lot of people are going through the same thing I'm going through. And I'm a football player, so people notice that, okay, he's a celebrity, But for me, I'm like, millions of other people are going through the same struggle I was.
I feel this way getting global entry in TSA
Exactly.
pre-check because I'd be like, bro,
Exactly.
I'm rich.
What do you mean I can't buy a plane ticket?
There was no steps that your fame or money or any influence you had could make to get that done fast.
Nothing. We tried everything. I went to the White House, met with the vice president, met with the president of the Philippines, and they said, we'll try and help, but just all those things, it's like we still had to go through the process. One thing about it, they're like, the reality of it, so many people are going through it, so it's like, okay, you're an NFL player. What does that matter? Let's see her application. Let's see the application. And it ended up, at the end of it, once it did go global, then we had a lot more help once it did happen after that game, but we still had to do another application. She still had to go in person, do another interview. So I'm like, yeah, everybody knows about it, but we still had to follow through with the process. So it was also cool the way that we didn't have, it was humbling that we didn't have just special treatment, being able to, just skip the line and just get our visa, especially me knowing that a lot of people are going through the same struggle.
Let's pivot for a minute and talk about the switch, man. You're in Indy now from Minnesota.
Yes, sir.
The switch from 24 to 0.
Yep.
Second time this training camp tour, we have somebody switch from their jersey number to 0. Gibbs, Jameer just changed to 0 too. How has it been, since the switch, and why 0?
It's been good. I'll start with the switch. Just moving a different place. A lot of new things in my life. Just had a baby. Really being able to, have a fresh start. So everything feels new, which feels refreshing for me. 4 great, amazing years in Minnesota, being able to, start my career there, just have so many good memories going through it. But for me right now, I'm like, this is cool having a fresh start, being able to come in and be expected to be a leader and called to a higher standard, being a leader on a new team. So I've been enjoying it. Then switching to 0 was really, I'll try and make up a cool story, but reality, this is the best number that we could find. I got number 27 at first, but then I begged, and then they said we can go single digits, because normally the Colts don't do single digits. Stephon Gilmore was the only defensive player in the Colts history to get a single digit, so we begged, and then me and Mooney Ward were able to get single digits. So this is the best. I'll be real, this is the best number, but right now I'm gonna make up a good story though.
It's good when the 2 best free agent DBs though both want single digits.
Exactly.
Talk about the transition now. You played, in my opinion, with the Hall of Famer in Harrison Smith. I believe he's one of the best safeties of this era. Just extremely instinctive playmaker. Great tackler. You got to learn with him, Brian Flores.
Yeah.
Now you're going to be expected to bring some of those things you learned throughout your 4 years in Minnesota after being drafted to the Indianapolis Colts.
Right.
And you bring over Mooney Ward as well, because that was a position in the secondary that they wanted to bolster. What are you expecting from yourself now that you've become a leader in Indy?
I think the biggest thing I learned in Minnesota is just being a smart football player. And that's the number one thing I want to bring here to Indy, being a leader on this defensive football IQ. I don't think there's so many different disguises we can do, so many different coverages. I can go up to my coach and say, let's put this in. But for me, it's like, nah, I just want to be able to instill the fact that we need to come out here and we got to play smart. I'm talking like splits, down the distance, all the little, like the game within the game. That's what I want to be able to bring my knowledge to be a leader and be like, okay, guys, this is what we need to be thinking about and communicating every single play. And that's something I learned in Minnesota with Harry. It was like every single thing, he had a reason why he did every single thing. You watch the tape and it seems like he's just freelancing out there, but there's a rhyme and a reason. So coming here as a leader, I want to be able to learn the defense well enough to where I can, understand how much freedom I have within my job, and then empower everybody else on the whole defense to be able to think the same way, where we can all look like we're freelancing, but we're just playing together and playing fast, whereas we're seeing one thing, we're all seeing the same thing, we're able to play fast. And I think as a safety, that's something I got to bring, and that's the standard that I have to bring as a safety, being, the smartest on the field, the guy that's communicating the most, technique, everything has to be on point, especially me being a free agent coming in here. I want to be able to set the standard by example first, and then be able to bring that. Now everybody's playing up to a higher standard.
How good of a player do you have to be to do all the dances you do and people not think it's too much? Because I was so scared to get beat that I was like, man, I can't work on these dances through the week, right? And talk about it's Parent Trap, it's white girls, like it's all these different things. Like, when did you start to feel comfortable enough to say, hey, Josh, like, Metellus, during the week, we gonna work on these dances because I know we gonna make a play and it's gonna be okay if we do that?
I've been doing this stuff since high school. clowning, like, because my high school, I was in California, so, that's big time high school ball. Yeah. So we were on TV, so I'm always finding the recording button on the camera that's recording. So I'd always do goofy stuff in the camera. But so since then, it was always on my mind to be able to have fun out there. So when we got to the league and, we started making plays, we're like, we work way too hard to not be able to celebrate and have fun like the offense has fun. Our whole mindset is like, okay, we're going to earn our right to have fun. If the offense can score or do a dance, I'm like, why can't the defense? It's way harder to get a turnover on defense than it is to score a touchdown on offense. There's, 5-6 touchdowns on average every single game, yeah. And especially now with the offenses being so high-powered. So on defense, our mindset is if we made a play, I don't care. We're putting it in a team meeting. We're doing everything. We're having meetings about celebrations because if we're planning something to have fun, we're going to make it happen. And we had the most interceptions last year in Minnesota. And we were one of the best defenses in the league simply off the fact that we were out there having fun.
Yeah. Hey, Cam, I already asked you, though, any pushback? Because, like that, you 20, I think you right in the middle because we're 40. Mm-hmm. You got these little 20-year-olds you playing with now.
Right.
But you being 27, I think you're in the middle of that old school football, but you a monster now. You be out there knocking bitches out.
Knock somebody out.
But you play in personal brand and everybody knows you. Is there any pushback was there any pushback in Minnesota? Now with the coach, we're like, Cam, you gotta chill out.
Never. The one thing our coach told us, B-Flow, he always told us, like, he's chewed us out more for not celebrating more than us doing too many celebrations. Wow. It got to that point of that's our standard. Because we're having fun, we're making plays. And if we're making plays, you guys earn the right to celebrate. So even when we got here, our coaches said in the first team meeting, every Friday we're gonna have a celebration rehearsal. And that's just off of, like I said, I keep saying standard, the word standard, like we have to expect to take the ball away. And when we can, we've earned our right to do that. And if we're not getting turnovers, then we're not gonna be able to do any celebrations. So it was a two-way street for me. I'm like, the fans will push back. If you have a bad week, they'll be like, oh, where are the celebrations at this week? Next week we come back with 2 interceptions. It's like, all right, here it is.
Is there any rules to that?
What can you celebrate?
I'm about to say interception. You down by 21, but you get a pick.
It was, last year, we called it a thirsty celebration if it was a fumble recovery. And we got it, I'm like, this really didn't take any skill. So I'm like, I just picked the ball up. I just jumped on the ball and got the ball, and I went and did a celebration with Viral for it. I'm like, that was thirsty, but I'm like, we got the ball back. I don't care how you get it. So stuff like tackles and stuff, I'm like, yeah, y'all can have that. But anytime we get the ball or we get to rest after, we can go crazy on the celebration because we know we're off the field. So third down stop, we might progress to that. third down stop, we're doing a celebration.
That's a big play.
Do a backflip after a third down stop.
So you was talking about, getting everybody together and leading, spoken like a real choreographer. Like what's the process in recruiting the guys? Or is like everybody free game? Or even sometimes do they come up to you like, yo, what you got?
It took time. The first part of the year, until I did my Usher celebration, and that went viral. Once everything started going viral, they're like, okay, what are we going to do? My boy Josh Metellus, he's always been on board, like, since day one. Great player, too. So the fact that we were together, like, watching film, calling out, okay, this is my interception for the week, this is my interception for the week, we had that mindset to where, okay, now everybody's jumping on board. Okay, what are we going to do with the whole team? What are we going to do? Just DBs. If these 4 guys get it, what are we going to do? So we always had, like, a plan. And everybody, I literally think it brought the team together. And I think that's why we were so good on defense, because we were, one, expecting to make plays, but also just the time that we were spending together to learn the defense, but also be able to learn, as simple as it is, learning dances and everything. Like, it's goofy. It sounds crazy.
Lunch away from the stadium?
Nah, we do it just group chat, send a video, and then we practice for like 10 minutes on a Saturday right before the game. The day before the game, and it was quick. It's like we put in a defense at halftime. We're expected to learn a defense at halftime if we have to make adjustments. So for us to learn a dance, everybody thinks we're taking hours a week. Right. I'm like, this is 10 minutes. Send it in a group chat a few days earlier, watch it a few times, just like when we were installing a defense. Yeah. You watch it on film one time, you got to be able to run it. So same thing for us.
Like RC was talking about the transition, right? With everything that was going on with your wife, having a new baby, the new deal, having to relocate to a new city, new team, meet a lot of new people, have you had time just for yourself?
I would say yes, sir. I think my time overseas.
Yes, sir. Now you acting like them.
Yeah, well, when he said 40, I looked at him because I was like, whoa.
Damn, Cam.
That sounded way too big. I don't even know where that came from. I don't even know where that came from.
When you said we're 40, and like, I was like,
Who?
Look how he's sitting, like he got gout over there.
What? No,
I don't know where that came from.
Cam, literally,
I don't know why I
bro,
say yes,
this
sir.
dude's changed so much, Cam. Bro, he used
They
to
mad
be the
'cause I'm
he used-
trim and slim like
he
you
used to
now.
be the coolest, Cam. Now every time you try to
so
eat
serious?
something, he's like, "You gonna eat that Dairy Queen?" Yes.
You gonna eat that
Fred-
poison? I'm the same way. You gonna poison yourself like that? You hate your body?
real
Okay,
good.
bet.
Yeah, he hated his body.
Yeah, you hate your body.
He hated his body.
But no, I think just the time that to myself, I think is family. For me, I don't like crave time alone specifically. For me, it's serving, and it's me when I'm overseas in the off season, when living in the Philippines. That's really all the time that I need to step back and like
Right.
decompress from everything. Because when I'm over there, it's like I feel like so much more purpose than just myself. To where I'm here, everything's about me. Like my wife's coming to practice for training camp. I get home, spend time, but I'm right back in the film room. Like all that is me time, and I enjoy that. So it's not like I'm not decompressing, but
Right.
this whole half of the year in season is so much. Everything's literally revolving around me to the point where when I'm in the off season, I'm just in full serving mode. So I think
Right.
that's the time of like, you know, when I signed with the Colts, I was in the Philippines, or not when I signed, but during free agency, I was out there. So it was like, okay, it's cool to be able to have that moment. Like, you know, I changed my life, whatever. But for me, it was like, okay, now I'm somewhere else, being able to enjoy this moment with my family, with my friends, and everybody out there. So I think being not in the U.S. around football has been like, that's my time to decompress
Right.
and really have the time to be a real person.
Bro, I ain't never been to the Philippines, but we travel abroad, different places. My wife's Cuban and going to them different places.
Right.
Does that make you look at like the world different? Because when I started traveling, being from Atlanta, living in Miami, and now going abroad made me look at the world totally different.
For sure, that changed my perspective on everything. Really just put real problems or real life into perspective. Like, because I never really traveled until I got to the league. Like my first thing I did, my first off season, me and my mom, we went just to the top of Europe and we just went on the map and we're like, all right, we're gonna hit this country. We hit 9 countries in one off season. So that started just my whole standard of, you know, changing my life, being able to see things. And as soon as I traveled that first time, then I was like, all right, yeah, I'm not living here in the U.S. the whole year. And I love being here in the U.S., but just seeing the different life change of being able to live somewhere overseas half the year and being able to be in the NFL half the year, it's just the best of both worlds for me. And I think it changed just the way I look at everything, just because, you know, being grateful and just everything we have here. We're so spoiled in a good way. Everything's a blessing, how much we have, but it's also, it's like, it's a fake life we have. Everything's so convenient. We could buy anything we want, whenever we want. And, you know, we're around so much, you know, just money, being in the NFL. Like, whether you have it or not, you're more blessed than the average person. So being able to live overseas for me just showed me really everything I need to know about myself of like, okay, I can't come back. I can't complain about anything.
Yeah.
It makes me love the game more. It makes me just love everything. So when I come here, I'm super grateful. And when I'm there, I'm grateful too. So traveling has really changed my life.
I can't get a beer 24/7. That shit got to me. I'm like, bro, where's 7-Eleven at, bro? I want some wine. Like, everything's closed.
Yeah.
Bro, that shit
They
is
close.
different.
They don't work 24/7. It's like people actually have time with themselves, but that's the thing. It's like convenience.
Yeah.
You realize like it's so nice being in the U.S., being able to have everything on our fingertips, but also when you're there, it's like, okay, now I'm grateful that when I get to go back home, I got Amazon, I got Uber Eats, everything, DoorDash. But it, like you said, it just changed your life. It changed my life, like being able to go see the world and to see that there's more to it than just this football stuff.
Yeah. You know, you're the first person that we've ever done a show with where people just kind of walk through the show. So that's you know what I mean? I love the fact that you were able to stay on task. Cam, there's a true joy in your voice, in your face, in your smile. And I think being able to travel and being a little more worldly gives you a great perspective.
Right.
After what you and your wife went through to be together here in the States, man, talk about being able to have a baby and start your own family here after fighting so hard to be with one another.
Yeah, it's just a full circle moment. Just being able to see like our road that we had. It was tough going through it, and we enjoyed it going through because we knew God was gonna work something for good. Even though we didn't see like the end of it, it's like we were just going through the whole process and like, dang, when is it gonna be the end? But now looking back at it, it's like, wow, we have a baby now. We have bought a house out here, and it's my first time being like a homeowner, living in my home while I'm in the NFL.
And it's just so cool just being able to look back at the whole process and look at the struggle that we had, at all the highs and the lows, and to be like, okay, wow, now we have our own little family. Everybody's always talked about going to training camp, and it's always been my dream to have my kid running on the field and taking pictures with my wife and my kid after a training camp practice. And now I'm like, okay, 5 years into this NFL stuff, I'm able to finally do it. Just a full circle moment. And I'm just grateful just for the hard time that we had going through that whole process, because now it's like, we can get through anything, going through what we went through with the visa process and getting her to the U.S. and just the long distance we had to go through. Now it's like everything is cool. I don't remember the last time I've had a bad day, just off of just me being just so grateful. And I think that's really built both of us to where, even small little road trips, going to joint practice in Baltimore or traveling, I'm like, that's nothing. We used to do months at a time apart. I used to have to travel there on bye week and fly across the world, just get 2 days to go hang out. Like, just stuff like that just made everything so much easier. And like we talked about, perspective is everything. So now I'm like, everything's cool.
You made a baby in 2 days?
Possibly. Could have been shorter. Who knows?
It don't take 2 days. It don't take 2 days.
A few minutes.
Now you made me forget what I wanted to ask you, man.
He didn't see his wife, and now a baby coming. Like, goodness gracious. You working.
The math, it made sense.
But not only that, I know he's the pocket watcher, right? On this show. You see
No
him?
shame.
You see him?
I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to have new teammates. I'm glad for 60. Yeah, I'm glad.
I'm looking at the cleats. Those chrome hearts. What kind of cleats
These
are
are
those?
the Justin Jefferson Under Armour cleats.
I
got
see
them
like
for free.
some stones
I'm
and
still
some
cheap
diamonds.
at the end of the day, but Jets put some diamonds on to where they look like designer, but
That's
they're
what,
Under Armour.
when you
They're
have
smooth.
about 400 tackle, eight picks. That's what it do for you, huh?
That's what we did. I finally got signed to Under Armour, so I'm like, free stuff now.
Hey, free
We
stuff.
good.
So are you?
I ain't gotta pay.
What's your game like? RC's known more of a hitter, the guy who rewrote the NFL rules.
Right.
Right.
In some ways.
He's knocked a
it's all
lot
your
of people
fault.
out.
Yeah.
It's all your fault.
And that's why I said it was time for me to go.
Right.
I ruined the game. I'm gonna roll out. Yeah.
Right. You great hand,
Does it all.
hand skills, cover guy. You can obviously tackle well. What's your game though? Like what's your greatest attributes though? I guess as a safety.
I say I'm a technician. I think everything that because I played corner my whole life until I got to the NFL. So they called me when they were drafting me, said, we're going to turn you into a safety. I've never played a snap of safety in a game, ever.
Wow.
But my biggest thing at corner, coming from how I grew up, slower than everybody, smaller than everybody, I found a coach, Coach Anthony Brown, that still trains me to this day. He said, I don't care how slow you are. I don't care if you're not athletic. We're going to turn you into a technician. You're going to learn how to stay square. You're going to have good eye discipline. You're going to be able to stay in your weave, like little certain things like that. You're not going to open up and run because that's what the fast guy wants you to do, that you're going against. So that was my foundation. So now when I'm in the NFL, my biggest thing is technique. There's so many guys that if you try and out-athlete them, I'll lose every time. We're defense, we're starting backwards. They know what they're doing, we're not. But if I'm using my technique and really being smart, I think that's one thing that I pride myself on, and that's why I'm able to make plays. I'm not faster than 90% of receivers out there, but I can cover like a corner, still being in the NFL, being a safety. I can still have, that background that I had playing corner my whole life. Now I'll be able to bring my smarts to be able to play safety, be able to cover a slot, cover tight ends easy. And really that's my whole makeup is all based off of my technique.
Right.
Cam, you play, you mentioned Jettas, and after Jamar's Triple Crown year, there's been this whole argument, right?
Yeah.
Who's the best wide receiver in football? I've been seeing them both since high school. I went to LSU. I live in Louisiana, and they're both tremendous. After watching Justin every single day, you get to see him in practice. And what does make Justin Jefferson so special? And do you believe he's the best receiver in football?
I believe he's the best, and I don't care if it's biased or not. What I've seen from him in a game and what I've seen from him outside. We'll pause that.
What's up, brother?
Just sneak on in, huh?
Hey, boy, what's up, baby? Good. For sure. Looking good.
Big ass, what you sneaking around for?
He walking slow.
Hey, then he was moving slow, too.
Like, he's too big to be walking that slow.
Yeah, he was moving slow like a turtle. But we see you. But honestly, though, do you believe he's the best? And I guess, again, why? Just kind of reset it. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe he's the best in the league. Just what I've seen him do in practice, but also consistently in the game, no matter who's throwing him the ball. And I don't even want to compare him. Like, whoever people are going to say is the best, I look at his game, and I don't see a weakness in his game, and that's, like, probably the biggest thing. And what separated him from me coming out of college and being drafted, going to Minnesota, first thing I was observing, okay, who are the superstars and how do they practice? And that was, like, my first thing I was paying attention to when I got there. And one thing about Jets is, like, he practiced hard every single day. He's going, like, every single route, no indicators, everything. He's going full speed on routes on air. Going against him, he's going full speed no matter who you are. And just everything that you want to see from a superstar that you imagine a superstar to be. I got to the league and realized, okay, not every superstar is practicing like this.
Yeah.
But he's practicing like that. And that was, like, the craziest thing that I've seen, like, being there as a rookie. Okay, I'm like, okay, it's only his second year in the league. He's not, he's still popular. But going in year 5, year 4, year 5 for him, being his teammate year after year, like, okay, he hasn't switched up. He's still practicing hard, still going crazy in practice. And it was just one of those things that had us on our A game every single day on defense. But being able to go against him made us better. And just seeing him, what he does, like, day after day, down after down, I'm like, yeah, I don't think anybody can be this good.
Yeah. With the way you work, and reading your story and just also knowing that you weren't a big kid growing up, right? You've already talked about, okay, if I'm not as athletic, I had to learn to do these different things. How much focus do you put on building a schedule of whether it's work, study, treatment, in order to compete at a high level on game day?
Yeah, I think my routine is insane, whether it's extra work, every single day. Like, people say, like, being durable, your availability is your best ability. And that's one thing that I've been able to do my whole career. I've been able to stay healthy, thank God, but it's all based off my routine. I'm doing extra work after practice to the point where practice isn't the hardest thing I'm doing every single day. But every single day I'm touching the field, I'm getting my body worked on. So there's never a day that I'm working this much and doing all this extra work, all the extra lifts and everything, that I'm not working on my body after practice, because I'm like, okay, if I want to be able to last 17 games like I have been, plus playoffs, like, I got to take care of that myself. So for me, my routine really makes me comfortable going into game day to be elite. And I think if I'm not perfect with my routine, I won't feel comfortable going into the game. So I feel like every single thing that I do throughout the week, all the extra work every single day after practice, I'm gone till about 9 p.m. every single day. And
like me.
I hate it for my wife, but she understands the game, and she understands, okay, these 17 weeks, this is his schedule that he needs to focus on to be able to feed the family. And thankfully, I come home and there's food on the table for me, dinner and everything, to where she's a good teammate with that. So I don't feel bad putting in an extra hour of work after practice, plus body work, plus coming home, saying hi and getting in the film and getting in the playbook. So all those things add up to me feeling complete by game day.
Hey, Chan, you be like, you remember Babe, though? Used to be, I only saw you 2 days a year.
Yeah.
Now, I get to see you.
Put that work in. You done watching film?
Rushing you off the iPad.
You better hurry up. Yeah, he one of the few guys that can be like, babe, but look how much time we get compared to what we used to have.
But do you ever play angry? Because you're so like, you dance, you're so upbeat,
Right.
and every time I've seen you, at any moment, any meeting, you're always smiling.
I'm having fun.
Do you ever play? Hey, he played angry.
Yeah, you played angry.
Do you ever play angry? Like, has anybody ever got to you?
I'm not like that. It's like, for me, being perfect, I get so much satisfaction out of having, like, a clean rep, to where I'm like, no matter who's talking crazy, I'm like, I just want to be clean. I want to make plays to the point where I'm like, I'm having fun. Like, each play I win is like me smacking somebody or like something like that. So I feel like me being all hyped, I try to, turn up music in the headphones before the game. I'm like, that's not me. I be listening to Brian McKnight before games, be chilling. I be vibing, like, to the point where, like, I just don't play angry. But that's not my game, because I want to be able to have fun, be so comfortable out there where I feel like it's practice. If I'm not angry during practice, I'm like, why am I angry in a game? Yeah. It should be the same. My routine is going to be the same. My mindset is going to be the same. So for me, I'm out there having fun. Like, game days are my reward for the week. Like, I'm so serious and so locked in during the week to where, I walk around, like, people in the facility might see me. Yeah, I'm smiling and everything, but I'm, like, so focused. Yeah. But game day, I'm like a little kid in a candy store running around, having fun, turning up the crowd. Like that's me earning my right to have fun on the field.
No one's ever challenged that, Cam? Like no one's ever been like, hey man, like lock in or hey, it's game day. Like
because they see my focus. So it's like they see during the week like how much time I put in and how much work to where there's never a question that okay, I'll never be not prepared for game day. So it's like, and people know like I'm just a happy, chilling. I'm chill. So it's like what am I gonna crash out for? I'm gonna pick the ball off still.
You guys broke camp today, officially, right?
Yeah.
How excited are you to be able to go sleep in your own bed? You got a house already?
I got a house that's a few minutes from where we do training camp here, so I'm actually mad about camp being done. Now I got to drive 35 minutes to the other facility, but but no, it's cool being able to go back home now and finally lock in on my routine and not be at the hotel, so I can finally get my Pilates schedule going, get my extra work, just everything to where being able to have the same schedule the rest of the year. Now I'm able to lock in because the last few weeks being in training camp, you know how busy the schedule is. It's hard to really add anything to the, we're here from morning to nighttime to 8 p.m. So now that I'm able to add what I need to my schedule, now I'm going to feel like, okay, now I can progress even more with my game and, have more time to work on my game. So I'm excited for camp to be over.
Cam, come on now. I'm sure you want to progress your game. You've been in camp and at the hotel.
Oh, Lord.
For this long.
Talk to me. I know
and you going home tonight, and you worried about Pilates?
That's a form of Pilates?
Couples Pilates. It's in the basement.
He gonna get his stretching
in the basement.
Oh, okay, yeah. Go get a sibling over there, man.
Trust me. I'm married, so I'm comfortable talking about this. We good.
You're in a good spot.
But no, I go home and relax a little. After the game, save my legs today, but after the game,
Hey, you sound like the boxers you be talking to. They be like, yeah, man, I got my fight.
This style, but what you be doing?
Save my legs.
Hey,
I just lay sideways sometimes. I'm old.
He's so unserious, dog. He's so unserious.
I love it.
For you, man, as this is progressing, though, like we all set goals. And I was talking to Zaire earlier, and we were just talking about though how your goals evolve, right? When you come in as a 4th round pick that's being moved to safety, there's a goal of learning the position. Then I want to become a starter. Now I want to become an impact player. Now you get here and you're a leader. What are some of the goals you have set for yourself as you now come to Indianapolis and try to establish yourself here?
My biggest goal here, starting off, like it's gonna go through waves. My first chunk of time here, biggest goal, get to know the guys. Because I can't do anything else if I'm not close with my teammates, especially me coming in and them looking at me as a leader and me trying to be a leader. Like my first goal is to get to know everybody on a deeper level than just football. So that happened, OTAs and everything, that's just natural. But now that training camp is coming to an end, becoming a captain and just being somebody where people can look to when we need an answer on the defense, on the team, and not even through football, just with the energy and just, just keeping everything on point in football. Then on top of that, just being the best in the league. Like that's one thing that I go through. Like people would ask me, who's the best in the league? And as a competitor, you're always gonna say yourself, but I'm like, I gotta have numbers to back it up. I gotta be real. So it's like, for me, I believe I'm the best, one of the best in the league every single year, but it's like, I gotta do more to show it. Because I can't go out in public and say that until I'm showing people consistently taking the ball away, making every tackle, just being one of the best football players, standing out on tape every single week. So for me, it's just being a standout player to the point where I can help my team on and off the field to where we're winning games because of me, and the way I communicate, we're winning games, the way I lead, the way I practice, where everything is elevating every single thing around me to the point where you see an instant impact of when I got to the Colts, this program changed. Yeah. And I want to be somebody that changed the program based off of, how I treat people first and foremost, but the way they see me work, the way my routine, my, just intentionality, just every little thing that I'm doing. I'm like, I want to leave an impact bigger than football. I want people being on an interview years later, be like, Cam Bynum, he was one of the best teammates I've had. He's one of the hardest workers. He helped me out. He spoke life to me, and he elevated the team. And that's my biggest goal moving forward, going through this whole time in Indianapolis.
Speaking of teammates, AR came into the interview and our sit down. You have an opportunity. Obviously, Anthony Richardson, Daniel Jones.
How have you seen them progress through camp? And is there anything you can do from your point of view to try to help those guys as they move through?
I think the best thing I can do is compete the best I can against them. Be able to put the defense in good positions to be able to make plays against them so they can see, okay, this is what I need to get better at. If we're not playing well on defense, we're not giving them a good look and we're not helping them, doing them a service going into the year. But I think just them being able to compete, it's been such a healthy competition in a good way where I see both of them elevating throughout camp to where one person, they'll both have their days. One may look better than the other on a certain day, but throughout camp, when you look at it, both of them have progressed. And now going through it, it's like on defense, we're like, we don't care who the starter is. We trust both of them to be able to go out and carry this team where we want to be. And we know, the course of football, you never know who's going to be in the game. So you trust whoever's there at quarterback, but we're doing our job on defense to be able to go and compete against them and give them the toughest looks they can get every single day.
They say Lou ain't messing around.
He's not playing at all.
That's my guy.
It's cool. I love Lou first and foremost because he's coaching everybody. The superstars in the room, people that have been paid well.
Yeah.
If you're a rookie, it doesn't matter. He's coaching us all the same. I've gotten yelled at by Lou already. The young guys have, and that's one thing that I want from any coach that's coaching me, especially being our DC, is being able to hold us accountable.
Right.
And just, the mindset that he has on defense, being able to be aggressive and be able to, just keep the offense guessing and keeping us moving forward instead of us just staying back, being passive. I think just his mindset as a person and what he does on the field and the defense that he dials up, that's something that, I'm fully behind everything he's going to be having us do this year, and especially as a person, the fact that he's holding us accountable, that's the most I can ask, especially, I'm coming in here as a free agent. Some people may be slow to coach me and talk to me in a crazy way. I'm like, no, you need to coach me hard. If you see I'm being stagnant, not making enough plays, I literally told him a few days ago, I haven't made a few plays and it's been a few practices, I haven't made a play. You got to tell me if I'm doing anything where I can progress more or just anything. I'm like, coach me hard. I don't care how much money they pay me. I don't care if I'm new. You got to coach me hard so I can get better. And you keep that same energy through the whole year. Don't take it easy on us because I see us being one of the best defenses in the league, and we can't have that if we have a passive defensive coordinator.
Well, I'm only asking 2 games for y'all not to be great.
What's that?
And then the rest of the year, y'all can do y'all thing. That's it. I'm in
that's a division
enemy
game.
territory.
That's a division game. We got to go crazy. We got to go
out
crazy.
there. Certainly, you got to go out there and do your thing, and so do the other guys. And like everybody else, that's what y'all pull up. That's what they pay y'all for. I don't expect anything less. Jacksonville, they got to do what they're supposed to do. And the best team, the most prepared team is going to win it.
Every time.
Right? So,
every time.
I just had to throw that out there, though. See where your head was at.
Don't listen to none of that.
That would end in 1 year.
Yeah, don't listen to that.
I got to get a pick. Now I got to make a play against Jacksonville.
Listening to you talk about being the best, though, individually, but also what you guys were able to create in Minnesota. In 2008, bro, we were on the cover of ESPN the magazine. We were the #1 defense in football, and we win the Super Bowl, and we all felt like we lost, right? Because Larry Fitzgerald goes crazy in the fourth quarter. We put ourselves and our team in a position where we could lose. Ben has to bail us out. After having such a successful year last year, and then down the stretch, you have an opportunity to win the North. You don't get that game. Then you get to the playoffs, and Los Angeles is able to play well. What did you learn from starting the season so hot and then not finishing the way you wanted to as a defense?
I think just mainly just staying, our routine and everything, nothing changed as far as our process and everything. But you just mentally, you have to go through that long game. I could feel looking back at it now, it kind of felt like we put so much into that Lions game because it was both of us were, I forget our records, 14-2.
Yeah, y'all could have went
we were fighting for that 1 seed. It's where we put everything into that and didn't look past. And obviously we shouldn't have looked past any games past that game because it's 1 week at a time. But I felt like we put so much into that specific game emotionally to the point where the game after that was okay, now it's almost like a letdown of energy. That was our Super Bowl. And now when it really mattered in the playoffs, the week after that, we kind of had a lapse in I wouldn't even say in our work ethic or anything, but just going into the game, you felt more flat than it usually did.
Yeah.
And that's just hindsight looking back at it now.
I was there, yeah.
Looking back at it now, and that's how I feel. You couldn't tell me that we didn't prepare as hard as we possibly could, or going into the game, we felt low or felt flat. But looking back at it now, it just felt like the energy that we put into that Lions game, if we were able to sustain that the weeks after that, our team would have played way better and just move forward a lot better than what we did. But like I said, our process and everything was great. It was just one of those things where, looking back at it now, I can tell that we didn't play the long game as well as we should have.
When you are black and anything else in America, you're seen as a black man. Right. And the way that you have held on to your Filipino heritage, to me, is so inspiring because, like, those are all parts of you.
Right.
And you get to represent that in a stage where that's not represented as much as it is being a black man. Right. How have you been able to stay so connected to that part of you, even though that hasn't been your everyday?
Going to the Philippines did everything for me. Like, I grew up around like all my Filipino family and my black side. So like my dad's side, being the African-American side, and my mom's side, I was able to spend a lot of time with both of them. So it was always like, you know, a lot of people may see it as like an identity crisis of not knowing what I am. For me, but for me, it was like my superpower. Like, I'm able to go have family. You know, we're having the cookout, but we're also having the Filipino food up in the Bay Area with my Filipino family. So it was always cool being able to bring people around both sides of my family, and that being like something that I really took pride in. So once I was able to go to the Philippines and realize how big of a deal it was, like for me, it was Manny Pacquiao. He's like a guy that really gave me pride about being Filipino, and like seeing what he did just for the whole country, like being one of the, in my opinion, the greatest ever. But also being somebody that was giving back to his country, doing everything that I aspired to do from a young age, and seeing him do it and how big of a deal it was for people just being Filipino and seeing somebody, you know, represent. So it was cool for me to do the same thing on my stage, even though it's not as, my stage isn't as grand as his was worldwide. But for me, being a football player, having a simple things like waving a flag after a game and just being able to represent something, it's just so touching for me, just being able to know that people are really like looking at it for inspiration and looking at me for inspiration. I think just going through the whole process, that's what I realized, like a little act of just representing somebody that may not be seen is doing so much. And just like you said, being black and Filipino, like me living in America and being able to represent both is so cool for me. And I think a lot of people, you know, I get a lot of messages, are you forgetting you're black? But it's like, no, I'm me, and I'm able to represent both sides, and I'm able to be proud about both sides. And me playing football, living in America and everything, like we see so much, and everything I do is representing America also, and also being able to do the Philippines. It's just so cool being able to, you know, represent two things, but bring pride to just everything.
I love that, man.
So it's cool.
I think he's a biggest pivot candidate, by the way, even though it's not a tour question for the team.
Yeah, it's hard to be on training camp tour, but we ask it anyway, right?
Yeah.
We always ask our guests what their biggest pivot is. That's that one moment in life you can look back on and say, because this happened for me or to me, I am who I am today.
It's easy for me to say the whole situation with my wife, but I was already in the NFL, and then, you know, it was just a matter of time for that to happen, and it was a tough situation. But for me, I think my biggest pivot moment was I was good in youth football. Everything was going well for me. Then I get sophomore year, transferred to a different high school, like one of the best high schools in California. And, you know, I was good my freshman year at this other private school I went to. Then I get to this school, and I'm fifth string on JV my sophomore season. And
what school is it?
Corona Centennial.
Oh, wow.
So we were playing Mater Dei, Bosco, all those boys. So I was fifth string on JV my sophomore year. You know, all my friends are getting college scholarships sophomore year, and I'm sitting the bench, not even playing in JV games. Wow. And I think the biggest pivot moment was for me when I met the coach I mentioned, Anthony Brown.
Right.
He came up to me. He was my 7-on-7 coach with Ground Zero 7-on-7.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I got beat. I'll tell you, in one tournament, like 5 touchdowns in one game.
Damn.
He went up to my dad. I need to see your son at 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. I see something in him. I think I can get him to college. Mm-hmm. And that's me being, you know, probably like 5, maybe 5'1", 5'2", 90-something pounds in sophomore year. Maybe 100 pounds. Maybe 100. Yeah. I've probably touched 100 pounds. But that was my moment when Coach Brown found me, and I showed up 5 a.m. and his daughter was with him, and she saw me training. She's like, "Dad, this guy's trash. Like, she was keeping it real. And Coach said, as long as he keeps showing up, I'm going to keep showing up.
Wow.
We go through the whole high school, going from 5th string on JV, and we every day, 5 a.m., like, I'm talking 5 days a week, every single day. Before school, I show up, go to practice at school, come back after school, work out with him again, and just time after time, day after day, going in from that end of sophomore year, I'm starting varsity, going into junior year. And
Wow.
that was my foundation of becoming a technician, like I mentioned, but just me being able to really just put my mind to something and have no doubt in myself that if I put the work in, like, I never had a question, even when I was 5th string JV, that I'd be sitting in this chair playing for an NFL team, being, you know, in my opinion, one of the best safeties in the league, and just being able to be here. I never had a doubt about that because I knew that I'm willing to put the work in.
Right.
And for me, that was my pivot moment when
Man, I love
Coach talked to my dad, and I hated I was mad at my dad, like, dang, I hate Coach. Like, why would you say yes to this? But for me, I was like, that was the best decision that he made me do, but also me saying yes to the grind also. And like I said, we went every single day for years, and even training with him to this day. And that's been the biggest moment of my life that brought me to this point, built my foundation.
Man, this is something I really wanted to do, man. Thank you so much for
Yes,
your
sir.
time,
Appreciate
especially
you.
in this setting.
Yeah.
I know it's difficult, man. That was just
It's an honor.
engaging to listen to, though, man. But, like, you are impossible to not cheer for.
Appreciate
Man, I wish you
that.
the best.
Yeah,
Do your
thank you
thing.
guys. Appreciate y'all.
Even against them and Pittsburgh.
Hey,
I ain't tripping.
always.
Always do his thing.
Appreciate y'all.
appreciate you, dog.
Everybody that. I want you to do your thing.
Nah, that was
I'ma do
good,
my thing.
man. Thank you so
I'm
much,
gonna do
man.
it. Nah,
That was
appreciate
really
y'all.
cool, man.
Nah, for real. It's an honor. It was crazy. It's a God thing. Like, the fact I was in the Philippines and all my friends were like, hey, you gotta reach out to the pivot, try to get on the show. That's like the biggest thing. Literally the day after you hit me up, I'm like, y'all wouldn't believe this. Like, it was crazy. So it was just so cool that I was able to get on with
Only
you guys.
one thing from the show, though. You don't have to call me Mister. I'm just Freddie T. I'm Fred T. You know?
No, I said sir.
He said,
I didn't say Mister.
Sir.
Mister's a different level. I don't know why I said sir.
I was messing with you the whole time.
For the G, man, welcome to the show, man.
Appreciate
really excited about this. Probably ever since I made that draft tape that I was right about, by the way. I just want to tell everybody that I was right. This is Fred Taylor, this is Channing Crowder. I'm Ryan Clark, Cooper DeJean, Super Bowl champion. Cooper DeJean, the first man to score a touchdown on his birthday in the Super Bowl. Pivot fam, thank you for pivoting with us. This episode is brought to you by Crown Royal. I mean, I think the first question is, man, how are you healing up from your parade injuries?
I'm doing well now. Saturday was a little tough, just recovering from celebrating, and the little cut I got on my eye but it was all worth it.
Was it more recovering from the beer can that cut your face or the beer cans that you drank?
Probably the beer that I was drinking. Yeah. More so that than the can in my face.
Has it hit you yet fully? Because that's not normal. You walk in, start on with top defense in the league, win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Just off bat, less than a year.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it has, to be honest. Like, I mean, to me, it's just kind of like what I've been doing my whole life, like playing football, going out there and trying to do what I do. I feel like a lot of people are making it bigger than what I think it is, you know, because to me, it's just football, like what I've been doing my whole life. So I just go out there and do my thing. I don't really think about, like, it's my first year, top defense in the league, all that stuff. It's just, to me, it's just ball, going out there and playing.
I would say you're a rookie and just don't know any better, based on the statement. But winning the Super Bowl takes you to an entirely different upward tier, right? We've hung around this guy enough to know that you don't really feel it until you're done. And when I say that is because of the fraternity, right? When you're around these guys and you see how, you know, winning the Super Bowl separates you from just being teammates of other players over the years, it's just a different feel. Like, I see how the Pittsburgh Steelers get together, and I'm a bit envious of that, right? Because I didn't win one. And for a lot of the guys, that part is the part that, you know, you'll recognize you feel the most. Just that brotherhood. You look back, man, it took this. We went through the grind. You're able to replay everything as if you're watching a television show, from training camp, the sweat and tears, all of the crap that was going on in the locker room, all of the shit that you didn't want to do. And now all of a sudden, that was the sacrifice and the investment you put in, you know, on your body, on whatever. And you hit the pinnacle of the sport. I mean, I would love to have been in that position and to know what it feels like I think you're gonna feel it later.
Yeah.
Do you have a parade set for when you get back home in Iowa?
I don't. Not that I know of, at least. Not that I know of. No, but there's a lot of people that were pretty excited. They had a whole little Super Bowl party down in my community center in my small town. I got a lot of text messages, a lot of messages over social media. So,
Right.
but no parade
You
that
deserve
I
one.
know of.
One of those text messages was Caitlin, another Iowa Hawkeye legend. How was the message, even though she's a Kansas City fan?
I mean, I think us going to Iowa together, I think she was just saying that she was proud of me, congratulating me. You know, that not only that I scored a touchdown, but winning, the biggest game in football. My first year. So I appreciate her for that, sending that message, even though she's a Chiefs fan, and she claimed that she was cheering for them, throughout the game. But no, it was cool to get that message from her.
Sitting across from you, bro, like I am getting old. I try to fight it, but I have 2 kids older than you. Because I was just, recognizing that, you turned 22 on the day of the Super Bowl. And I think that's just the level of maturity that you're showing and the way that you were able to play, able to adjust as a rookie, and then a little level of naivety, which is awesome, that you don't realize how big of an accomplishment and how big of a role you played in that accomplishment is. And I think you will eventually get to that point. A lot of these videos, Coop, have come out about some of the speeches given by the veterans before the game. I've been in that meeting before. For you, what was it like for Jalen and Saquon and Chauncey and all those guys to get an opportunity to speak to the entire team and talk about what the Super Bowl moment meant to them before the game?
It gave me chills, damn near made me emotional. Just watching those guys up there talking about their experience last time and the way it made them feel. You hear Jalen talk and Saquon every once in a while, and BG, but those other guys, like you don't hear them like talk like that or get emotional, get up in front of the team and say things like that. So I think it just inspired me. Like even though it was the night before the game, like I was ready to go, ready to play right at that moment. Just seeing how last game made those guys feel and not wanting them to feel that again. And I think everybody knew. Like we knew what we had. We knew who we are as a team, and we didn't think it was going to be close at all. As long as we played our game and did what we've been doing all year, we knew we should win this game by a large margin. And that's what we did. And I think that really inspired a lot of the guys in that meeting room, just seeing those guys get up there and talk and seeing the guys get emotional about how much this game means to them and how hard it is, to get to that point. Because me, I mean, it's my first year. I don't know anything else besides, going all the way to the Super Bowl and winning it. So it was cool to see those guys kind of come out of their shell from what you usually see around the locker room and see them get emotional and talk about their journey.
Listening to you say that, Saquon said, I don't care how many times they've been there, they've never seen a team like us. And he said, they can't fuck with us. When he said it, then that wasn't just a speech or rah-rah. Y'all truly believe that the 2-time defending champion couldn't play with y'all going into that game?
Absolutely. I think that's what was on everybody's mind. We talked about all year, like, every game's about us, and what we do on the football field, because we know the talent that we have offensively and what we've done defensively, since the bye week. We just talk about every game's about us, and if we go out there and play our game the way we know how and with the guys that we got, like it shouldn't be close with anybody.
Cool, but what the inspiration's one side of the ball. Then there's the X and O side. Y'all are getting ready for 2 weeks. Did you know Vic Fangio wasn't gonna blitz nan time? It had to be a time and breakdown with y'all like, so we're not sending anybody ever? That was, honestly, it's crazy. That was the first game I've ever watched where no one blitzed for an entire 4 quarters.
Yeah, we had put a new blitz in. We ran some blitzes throughout the week, but I didn't know that we weren't going to blitz all game. Like I figured there'd be 1 or 2 at least, just based on the situation of the game. But if you watch it, I mean, we didn't really have to. Like those guys up front. Yeah. I mean, they were doing their work. Those guys, Jordan Davis, Nolan Smith, Sweat, BG even was in there running around. Those guys, Jalen Carter. I mean, those guys are monsters. I mean, and makes it easy on us in the back end. You know, when you got guys like that up front, we don't have to rush. We can play zone, play our match coverage, and let those guys go to work.
How do you pronounce your hometown?
Odie
Odie.
Yeah.
Going back to Odie, when did you realize that the NFL was a potential dream that could actually come true?
As a young kid, I was always, competitive, wanted to win. I feel like I was always on that another level compared to the kids in my era, because I'm from a small town, just under 1,000 people, so not many Division I athletes come from there. Really, I mean, even going into high school, I didn't know if I'd be able to play college sports. I thought I was going to be a basketball player going into high school, and football just kind of took off for me. And then I got an offer from Iowa. Was my only FBS offer that I had, coming out of high school, and that was my dream school, and that's where I wanted to play. Going there, I didn't even know if I could play there, to be honest. Coming from a small town, small school, I haven't really played any big time competition. So going there, my first year played on special teams and got some reps on defense a little bit, and then the year after that was kind of when it took off for me. When I kind of had that realization that playing in the NFL might be possible. Went through my sophomore year, had a good year there, and then my junior year I ended up getting hurt at the end of the season, so that made it tough on me whether to decide to come out or not. I decided to, and it's worked out.
Based on two stereotypes would make you a walking contradiction. One, I saw your high school highlights. I didn't see a three-pointer. Most of the times they say white men can't jump, white men can't play cornerback. But I saw your highlights, and you were dunking all over the place. You weren't shooting the three ball, but you were dunking on everybody. And you're a hell of a cornerback. The athleticism, the hard work, what did you do in your youth years to develop your skill set?
So when I was a young kid, all I did was run around and play sports and go to the playground, do things like that, just staying active. My life's always been all sports, and my parents, they knew that's what I loved, and they taught me that I needed to work hard. If I had dreams that I wanted to accomplish, I had to work hard at those things. So there was a lot of sacrifices growing up that I made to be able to push myself to get to this point. It wasn't easy, and I hope coming where I come from, that I inspire those kids back home.
For sure.
From my community, though, that we're from a small town, but you put the work in each and every day, in the gym, on the football field, whatever it is, you put that work in, you can go as far as you want.
You are you fighting for equality? You see? No, I see shirt, man. It's just funny to me. But the Fred's question is weird. It's the white boy. Oh, damn, the white boy. Your name is known, and it's that fire-ass white young dude that played for the Eagles. Just that have you had that your whole life? Because in Odie Bolt,
They all look like him in Odie
I would
Bolt.
guess you're Odie Bolt's finest.
They all look like him, though.
And then you go to Iowa. And Iowa has some black dudes on the team. Obviously, Iowa a good ball club. But it's just at every level of football has everybody been damn, the white boy. I just had a conversation on a barbershop. Who was the last white corner? Man, Jason Sehorn. Man, Jason Sehorn was a goddamn safety. We sit and argue about you now. My kids know your name when I said we're doing
By the way,
who's that?
Jason Sehorn, who was my teammate, Riley Moss, who went to Iowa, was the first white corner to get an interception since Jason Sehorn.
Jason Sehorn is 73 years old. you get tired of that. It's always you're just not a great corner, and it usually goes the other way. That's why I laugh.
Yeah.
You're just not a great corner. You're a great white corner. You're just not a great athlete, man. That white dude can dunk. It's what's his name? Mac McClung just do it.
Yeah.
It's amazing that this white boy can jump over a car. He's an athlete. Just let him jump over the car. Do you get tired of that?
I think I don't know if I get tired. I kind of got used to it by now. It's kind of what's come with it, I guess. Me being white and playing corner. It's kind of what's came with all of it, And Riley did it before me. He got drafted third round and the year before me. So, and I played with him at Iowa. So, I never really, doubted myself because I was a white guy playing corner. I kind of And it never really crossed my mind when I started playing, because I came in as a safety and then I got moved to corner, and it never really crossed my mind, you know, that I was a white guy playing corner. It was just me going out there and playing ball, you know. So
growing up in Odeboat and what was it, OABCIG?
Yeah.
What the hell does that stand for?
it's 4 towns put into one. So Odeboat, Arthur, Battle Creek, Ida Grove. 4 towns put into one high school.
So with 4 towns put into one, Cooper, y'all was still 1A?
Yeah, so we went back and forth. My junior year, we were 2A. My senior year, we were 1A.
Well, you were a 3-sport star, right? Basketball, track, football. And you do all of these things, and you end up going from Odeboat to Iowa, where it is more diverse. And then you in Philly, you know? And you're not only in Philly, but you're a defensive back in Philly. And Philly has the super fan of super fans. Cool. Gilly the Kid, right? He's the king now. So when I see you after the game, bro, and your parents meet Gilly, and he's hugging your parents screaming, he's a legend. What is the moment like, man, where you're like on the field celebrating the Super Bowl with Gilly, and Gilly is telling your parents that rookie corner Cooper DeJean, one of the best nickels in football, is a legend?
It's crazy. Gilly's crazy, first of all. No, he's a good dude. No, but just to hear him say that, I think he's been here his whole life, Philly. So hear him say that is pretty cool. He's been watching Eagle football for a long time. To hear him say that is, it's crazy to think about. I don't think it really crossed my mind when he said it, to be honest, to my parents. But he even gave me the nickname the Caucasian cornerback. So that's cool too. I'll take that one.
You're fighting for your life.
But Gilly's crazy. He's been awesome. You know, really supportive. He's been a great guy to get to know.
When your parents walked off, did they go, Cooper, who's that?
Nah, they do him.
Why'd they have that?
Because they're from Odeboat. Tell they from Odeboat. I'm just gonna tell a quick story, right? So I hate that you're sitting there, because normally when I sit with Super Bowl champions on this show, I like to be on the same side of the room as they are. Because there's certain things that you and I know that we share that they don't. You know, they don't know what it's like to have 2 weeks to plan for the biggest game in the world, and even less to win it, you know. Only you and I share that.
I already talked about this.
What we don't share is I ain't getting no pick. Let me tell you about my interception story in the Super Bowl, cool? So, you know, you get 2 weeks, right? So every time we're playing the Packers, it's the second Super Bowl I'm in, every time Greg Jennings is at 3, he runs the seam, right? Because they expect it to be on the backer, especially if we too high. So I said, man, if we go too high and they 3-by-1 with Greg Jennings there, I'm going to lock the corner, I'm going to still hang in the half, and I'm going to go pick off this seam. So here it is, dog, 25-yard line. I said, oh, it's it. So I lock Ike Taylor, I hang, bro. I even open up this way first, so Aaron eyes me, and then he gets right to Greg Jennings. This is it. I already planned it. I had signed a little joint that said Disney World, you know what I mean? Because you got to sign it in case you get the MVP. I was like, this is it. I'm finna go 90 yards in the Super Bowl after a pick. We win. It's me. I'm at Disney World. Take the kids, everything. It's fire, right? So, man, I get over there, Coop. He throw it right over my hands, touchdown, catch it in front of Troy, right? So now I'm sick. Because now I know forever they're going to show that play, right? I wasn't even supposed to be there, though, Coop. This is me doing extra. So, man, next drive, they get a timeout. Man, Aaron Rodgers walking off the field, Coop, and go, 2-5. So I turned around, he go, right? And people say that's why I don't like him, but that's not true. I like Aaron Rodgers, fine. But I do want to ask you, bro, one, y'all played the play perfectly. It's a sprint out. Chauncey gets the corner. Oren is rapping to the quarterback. You fall back in, you get the pick, bro. You run, you score. At that point, what's going through your mind?
I was trying to catch my breath. I had all this excitement and adrenaline. You know, it's already the Super Bowl, so you're already, you got all that, energy built up. I was trying to catch my breath. I don't know if I really realized, how big of a moment it was, at that time. Hearing Saquon, I don't know if you guys seen that mic'd up, what Saquon said to me.
What did he say?
It was something about being a big player. I forget what exactly it was, but he said something to me, and that was pretty cool. I got, that's when I kind of realized, that was was a pretty big moment in that game. Really, if you look at that play, everything played out perfectly. It was a sprint out. Zach Bond ran to the flat, which is, I mean, we're playing quarters coverage, so they were in a bunch, ran like a box. So it was a sprint out, and they had 4 guys flooding that side of the field. So Zach Bond ran through, allowed me to fall back inside, and Orem was wrapping around and put pressure on the quarterback. And I just had to catch the ball first. I dropped a couple earlier this season, so luckily I caught it there in the Super Bowl. Took it back to the house. But it was a cool moment, especially watching it back now. I'm on video. It's crazy.
You caught the booty of the ball, too.
I know. I almost dropped it. It almost snuck right out of my arm. Snuck right out of my arm.
Coop, you mentioned Saquon. I'm a huge fan of Saquon. And I wanted to ask you your welcome to the NFL moment, because you would arrive here to Philly, same year as Saquon, team full of stars. I mean, you look around, you have a team full of stars. But I want to go back to the mic'd up. I heard he and Jalen speaking about, Jalen said he was the missing piece of the puzzle that got you guys here. What's your thoughts on Saquon? Having seen him play for the Giants, now you arrived the same year, your teammates, just going through the season, how he is as a leader, as a player. I just want to hear your thoughts having to be on the opposite side of him every day in practice.
Yeah. First off, he's one of the best leaders I've been around, ever in my football career. Because he's everybody sees him as this amazing player, on the field, but like off the field, he's such a down-to-earth guy. I remember when I first got there, so I was just a quiet guy walking around, trying to get my feet wet, figure out my way around the building. And he was a guy who every day would always check up on me, make sure I was good. So that was awesome. Just such a you see him as a superstar, when you first get in there, and then seeing him just like as a normal dude, asking how you're doing, things like that was cool. I'm glad I don't have to face him in a game though. He's done some stuff on the football field that probably won't ever be done again. The backwards hurdle that he made is probably the greatest football play I've ever seen. But just watching him and what he does, and what he does for our offense, because it opens up so much stuff for our offense when you got a running back like him. Catch the ball out of the backfield, run the ball the way he does with our O-line up front, and then it opens up the passing game. And then you got A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, those guys on the outside. I don't know if you're a defense how you really stop that, to be honest. But Saquon's an amazing dude, amazing football player as well. So it's been fun to watch.
I never thought this would be a thing on the pivot. We're actually going to have 2 Iowa Hawkeyes back to back, right?
Tristan Wirfs,
Tristan.
right? Yeah.
We had Tristan on the show, and Tristan made a very big claim when it came to you and Saquon. What Tristan said was, hey, I know everybody loves Saquon, and he has all these amazing track measurables and statistics, but he said Cooper DeJean had a faster, 100?
Yeah.
And he said you had a longer long jump. Tristan saying that you are a better athlete than Saquon Barkley? It's just the numbers, Coop.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm a better athlete. Maybe I'm faster. I don't know. We might need to get a race in.
It's not maybe. Did you outran him?
I think I ran like a 10.6 in the 100 was my fastest. I don't know what Saquon's was.
10.7.
Yeah, I ran 10.6. And did he do long jump too?
That's the thing I don't know, but to Tristan's defense, it depends on the definition of athlete. But you're a 3-sport athlete.
Yeah.
Running backs most of the time only know how to play running back. And with those thighs on Saquon, I don't think he did many other sports other than track and football.
Yeah. I haven't seen him hoop or I've seen him play golf. He's getting better at golf. He's got a little work to do, just like me. But we play golf together. He's a solid golfer. I don't want to make any claims that I'm a better athlete or not.
Coop, listen, I'm just talking about the numbers and the measurables. You know, nothing about who's the better athlete. Fred made that a bigger thing. I just wanted you to know.
Tristan did,
I just
right?
wanted you to know that Tristan stood up for you, bro, and he showed love.
Why do I assume that you're a great golfer?
It's tough when you can only play however many months out of the year.
Yeah.
You got like 6 months you're playing football, so you can't really play golf. But last summer I think I was like a 10 handicap at the end of the summer. I'm trying to get back there this off season. Hopefully I can I'm trying to break 75 this offseason.
Damn.
In 18 holes. I've gotten down to
He's an athlete.
about
My
80.
thing,
So.
Fred, I just try to get into double digits. Give me old 98, I'm good to go. But speaking of athletes, because you brought up AJ and Devonta, even just in your division, I want to bring up everybody. You got CD, you got Scary Terry, you got Neighbors, you got all those dudes, like, coming from Iowa, you weren't playing guys like that. And to step on the field with them dudes every day at practice, because like you said, you don't see Saquon too much, but I'm sure you got to go see AJ in the slot sometimes and Devonta and all them. Like, what was that transition from, because you're athletic, but it's different just being fast and quick and being able to cover the top receivers in the world.
I think when I first got here, I was a little starstruck, lining up against those guys. I was a little too nervous. I wasn't being myself. So those guys were working me out there on the field. So once I got, comfortable and like you realize like, these guys are just like me. Like these guys are athletic dudes who play football just like I do. They're gonna make mistakes. And so then I think my confidence just grew, over time, and I just was lining up like, all right, let's do it. Let's line it up. It's me and AJ Brown. Let's just go at it. Whoever was in the slot. But those guys made me better. Throughout the course of training camp and throughout the season, when the first part of the season when I was on the scout team, going up against those guys, I think it really gave me the confidence. Like I can really do this. Like I can play. And start for this team. And it helped me. I think when I did start after week 5, got out there and. Just allowed me to play confident.
There's a clip, super intelligent football analyst works in the NFL that said during the bye week that I felt like the answer to all the slot problems in Philadelphia was already in the building. I could have been right, could have been wrong. Turns out I was extremely right. Obviously paying attention to the news, your first preseason game wasn't like that though.
Hell no.
Talk to me a little bit about, because you have the injury at Iowa, you hurt a hammy, training, and then was it the last preseason game?
Yeah.
You played the last preseason game.
It was ugly.
And my draft predictions wasn't looking good, man. Talk a little bit about that game.
Yeah, it was ugly. It was ugly. I mean, it was my first time back in a game since I broke my leg, and then I had the hammy. I mean, it was probably one of the worst games I've ever put on tape. And my DB coach would say the same thing. He'd tell me all the time, like Coach CP. He'd tell me that's probably one of the worst nickel performances he's ever seen in a game. Just joking around. That's what he'd tell me. Ever since that, since I started starting and growing as a player. But yeah, it's crazy to watch that game and just to see how much I've grown. Over the past 20-some weeks. Throughout the season, and going back, if I watch that game, I probably want to just shut it off right at the first play and not even watch it because it was ugly. But I just had to continue to grow, and that's what I did. I think sitting out those first 4 weeks probably helped me, a lot. Just going up against those guys in practice, getting more comfortable in the defense, and just grow my confidence so I was ready for week 6.
Fast forward that to the start against Cleveland. How ready were you for that start? How confident were you that you could end up playing as well as you did that day and then continuing to get better to obviously the interception in the Super Bowl?
So I think I was really confident. I think going through the first 4 weeks in practice, like just getting more comfortable in the defense, I think helped me a lot to be ready for that moment. I was confident going into that game, just waiting on my chance to get in there and try and make an impact on our defense. Kind of just kept growing over time, every single week since that game. I feel like I've gotten better and better each week.
Hey, whiskey fans. Crown Royal is here with a gentle reminder that in life, it's not about what you got, but what you give.
Because when you pour a glass of Crown Royal, generosity is sure to follow.
Man, that's right. Bringing you and yours together with the celebration of royalty.
Freddie T, Pops always told me you drink it neat. I mean, with Crown Royal, you can discover that smooth really is a flavor. And man, it even comes in an iconic purple bag.
They call me OG. Everybody yells Unk in the airports. You know what? I like mine straight out the bottom. That purple bag, man, neat. Right there in the glass, man. This Crown is special. Y'all boys got to learn how to drink like a king.
I like mine chilled, RC. A little Crown and Ginger. This is the real winner. I like to sip it too.
How about you, Chant?
Man, it's deluxe, and deluxe is in the details. It's been distilled and crafted since 1939. Fred, you got one of the first bottles out of that barrel, didn't you?
I mean, Freddie T, you know, there's always a special cheers. When I played for the Steelers, the Shay Townsend, now coaches in Detroit, he would always say, we clang them. When one brother makes a play, we all make a play.
And at the end of the day, please drink responsibly.
You know, you have like these teammates that have kind of become, especially once you win it, like they become like these mythical creatures. Your quarterback, who I communicate with, and he older than me, bro. Like, maybe not in age and physical ability, but in spirit, he's the oldest human in the world that plays football professionally. Yeah. And it's so funny, they did like the Disney World thing, and they were asking him questions, and he wasn't even fun. No. Like he's, you know what I'm saying? You know, like normally, like people play along with that junk and answer it. They asked him at media day, "Hey, who you think won the beef?" And he was something like, "Oh man, you know I'm an old soul. I listen to like Teddy Pendergrass." You know what I mean? I don't even know what that is. When you are on the other side of the ball, but talk a little bit about Jalen's focus, Jalen's leadership, and how his sort of demeanor, characteristics, and personality as the quarterback of the Philadelphia Eagles helped you guys get to the pinnacle of the sport.
Being the quarterback, you know, everybody's watching you. So, you know, just the way he carries himself, you know, throughout this whole season, I don't know, you could probably count on one hand how many times I saw him smile in the locker room. He's just been extremely focused throughout the whole season. You know, ever since I got here, and just seeing that, especially as a young guy, like just watching him and see the way he works after practice, the extra work that he puts in the weight room. Seeing that as a young guy, I think you see that what it takes, you know, to be great. And I think that's, you know, helped our team, you know, throughout this whole season, just stay focused. Because everybody knew the goal, everybody had been there. Well, most of the guys had been there, been to the Super Bowl, and you know, had that feeling of that loss. You could just see, you know, the focus and determination in him, you know, throughout this whole season. And I think it carried over and rubbed off on a lot of guys in our locker room, just to stay focused no matter how big of a win we had during the season, or even if we had a loss, just to stay focused because we all knew what the end goal was.
Talking about being great and carryover. The Eagles hired Nick Sirianni in 2001 after Coach Doug Peterson. He traded away Carson Wentz. People thought it was crazy that you traded away the guy who took you to your third Super Bowl and eventually won. Traded him away for Jalen Hurts. Obviously, we know the story behind that. He challenges the Eagles fans. He's fiery. You know, that relationship with the players, what makes Coach Sirianni as good as he is? Actually, what makes him great? Because he's gone to 2 Super Bowls in 4 years, right? What makes him great?
I think just his passion, you know, that he has. Everybody sees his passion that he has for the game and for our team, you know, and what he stresses, you know, the details within the game. You know, we sit in every single team meeting after every practice and go over the littlest details, whether it's ball handling, tucking the ball away, getting the wrist lock when you're carrying the ball, me catching punts, whatever it is, alignments, motion, different things like that, just going over those things. And I think that's really what makes our team great is our detail and everything that we do. And that's what he preaches and talks about every single meeting. There hasn't been a meeting that's gone by that he hasn't talked about those things. You add that on top of his passion for winning and for our team and for his willingness to get better. You know, I think is what makes him such a great coach. You know, and he makes our locker room fun. You know, and he preaches, you know, being able to connect. You know, because it's tough when you're in the NFL and everybody's got kids and families and everybody's going home, going their separate ways, and you're not really hanging out outside the building like you are in college, where you have your roommates who are on the football team. So really making it like a college environment, I think, within our locker room and in our building has gone a long way for our team as well.
Is there a nugget or anything that he shared with you personally that helped you, transition to the game or give you more confidence so you can go out there and be the player and person you are?
I think really just what he talks about, it's about us. Like every game's about us as a team. I've never heard that from a coach. Just focusing on what we can do each and every week to get better and what we do throughout the game with the talent that we have. Like and we do what we do on the field and we play the way we know how. Like Saquon said, nobody can mess with us on the field.
You a good-looking dude. I done seen you like to come out with your shirt up. You got the abs and all that stuff. Very articulate. Smart young man. And now you're a Super Bowl, like you said, Gilly said it, like a legend. Like everybody's gonna remember that pick 6. How has the social life changed in the last 12 months? Because I know them girls throwing it.
Chan. You gotta ask it the right way. You gotta say, Cooper, how does Steph feel now that you're a young sex symbol?
Hey, Cooper, how does Steph feel now that you're a young sex symbol?
There you go.
Yeah, she's been a trooper. She's been handling a lot, going through a lot, but she's been there every step of the way. Been supporting me. I met her back in college, so she's been there for me, which I appreciate and I need. Throughout this crazy time, my phone's been blowing up, especially after the Super Bowl. It's almost hard to even go on my phone anymore just because everything that's going on, getting tagged in a bunch of stuff and things like that. But no, she's been a trooper. She's been there for me, so I appreciate her for that.
Because I always say I really enjoy the fortune of football. I didn't much like the fame.
Yeah.
Like everybody talking to you everywhere you go and all that stuff. Like now you're famous. I don't want to say overnight, but it's been a big transition. Like I said, when I told people why I'm flying to Philly, oh really? Like people sit up in their chair when they hear your name now.
Yeah.
So it has to be like you said, a tough transition. So your lady, your parents, I'm sure, Jason and Katie, they've been through, they're going through it with you. But yeah, man, that fame is a bitch sometimes.
It's been tough a little bit. Just like going out and going places, and sometimes you just want to, enjoy your time, out and go do things that you want to do, with your people. But I understand that it's what comes with it. But there are those times where you just want to, sit back and relax and, with your people and, do things that normal humans do. That's what comes with it. So
we'll come chill with you in Odie Boat.
Yeah.
Not going to Odie Boat. Hey, there's a reason we shot today. Because when I was talking to Kyle, I was like, when is he going to Iowa? So I was like, we got to catch him before he get there. I was like, I'm not catching them 4 flights to get there. Man,
a river or a pond or something in Odie Boat? I don't know what you do there.
There's a little creek. That's about it. That's a little town.
Like Channing kind of hit on it in a joking way. Obviously, when I watch you and Reed wear the shirt to the game, I just tweeted because I'm truly a huge fan of your game. I was like, man, I need to get one of those shirts. Dude drove it up to me at NFL Films on the Tuesday. I was like, hell yeah, I'll wear it. I mean, I didn't know we have this moment. We talked a little bit about you saying, I don't necessarily look at myself as a white corner. I'm just a corner, which you are, right? And I think when it comes to you getting paid, when it comes to you earning your position, all of those things are strictly based on your performance. Now, there's also an affinity that black people have for white people who do things that white people normally can't do, right? For instance, if you go to the party or the cookout or just a regular dance where black people are and you can really dance, we're gonna love you.
Yeah.
Period. It's how it works. If you can hoop, we're gonna love you, right? And so you do have like this thing that is different about you that makes you in some ways special without you even trying. When you guys decided that y'all were gonna wear this shirt, because your agent asked me a very interesting question. He goes, do you think it's too much? He's like, what is your thought on it? I say, my thought on it is like, our culture, love him for it because he can do something that not a lot of people that are like him do now. The game has changed. When you get on the mic and they go, Reed and Cooper, the exciting whites, and I can't remember which one of y'all was. It was like, hold on, wait a minute. Yeah. You know what I mean? What has it been like, though, to sort of be, one, identified, but also sort of become a folk legend based on the fact that you're a white dude from Odie Boat that can flat out play a position that folks like you don't normally get drafted to play anymore?
It's been great. I've been getting a lot of love, and I appreciate that. Like me and Reed with those shirts, we had to ask a bunch of people to make sure it was all good because we didn't know how I would come across. But we got the okay and kind of blew up. I said this already, but I just go out there and play ball. Like I don't really think about, it's me being a white guy playing corner. I feel like everybody on social media and people around the world make it a bigger deal than I think it is. So I mean, to me, it's just me going out there playing ball. And Kyle, he wasn't a fan of the whole exciting whites thing.
That's your agent.
He's not. Yeah. He's not. He wasn't really a fan of it, but it's kind of caught on a little bit. I just try to go out there and play ball, really. I mean, I don't know how to.
What about that relationship with Reed, though?
Yeah.
Like, you guys do seem close. You are extremely quiet, and you do need people that can help bring you out. You mentioned Saquon. Like, I just know, like, my closest friends were in the room. Ike Taylor, Troy Polamalu, Brian McFadden. Like, we all became family kind of before the rest of the team became family. Having, Reed around and being able to develop that closeness, how did that help you early on in transitioning from Iowa to Philly?
Helped me a lot. He, he kind of brought me in and just made sure I was good because, like you said, I was a quiet guy coming in, and he was always checking up on me, making sure I was good. Like even outside the building, like we live pretty close to each other, so we were hanging out outside the building, playing golf, doing whatever it was. So it was good to have, a guy like him just bring me in and allow me to get comfortable. And me and Q were pretty close too, so having him there, being two rookies, helped a lot. And just coming in and learning together, and learning how to be NFL players coming in. So those two guys really helped me along, and just growing and with everybody in the locker room.
Hey, yo, where my whiskey fans at? Crown Royal is here with a gentle reminder that it's not about what you got, it's what you give.
I am telling y'all, man, when you pour a good glass of Crown Royal, generosity is sure to follow.
And you know what it is. Crown Royal is bringing you and your loved ones together in a celebration of what royalty tastes like.
Back when I used to do toasting, we would hang out. I make it quick, simple, and short. Good food, throwing good meat. Come on, let's eat. Yeah, man, now that I got old, you got to talk about your kids and your family. Praise God for health. It changed, but Crown Royal is still right there with me.
So, raise a glass of the good stuff.
Hey, y'all, raise a glass to the generous spirit of Crown Royal whiskey.
And remember, please drink responsibly.
In the air tonight, Phil Collins, Lose Yourself, Eminem, and What More Can I Say, Jay-Z, was always the songs I chose to get me locked in. If I can pass you the aux cable or ask you to put your playlist on the radio for the locker room, what would be the top 3 songs that you play to get you locked in to get ready?
Top 3 songs? On my pregame playlist, there's a song called Good Day. I forget who it's by.
Forrest?
Yes. I listen to that.
It's my favorite song.
I listen to Piano Man by Billy Joel.
Yeah.
I listen to like relaxing music because so it kind of keeps me calmed down.
Forrest and Billy Joel.
Any side A in there?
I listen to Long Journey and then Long Journey by Rod Wave. Those are probably my top 3 songs on my pregame playlist.
Don't grab the aux cord then. Cause Jalen Carter gonna choke the hell out of you.
His name, by the way, Shannon, his name is Forrest Frank.
Huh?
His name is Forrest Frank. He's a gospel
Frank
singer.
and Billy Joe Cyrus. Who is
Billy
these
Joe
people?
Cyrus.
It's Billy Ray Cyrus.
That's
Miley
the
Daddy.
little crazy girl daddy.
He just want to listen to Young Jeezy and somebody from Atlanta. He's not like Coach
Ain't no more playing
after
GA.
that.
I love his
That's
playing
it.
Cool.
Troy.
If you have the aux, I would at least be singing with you, bro.
That's my pregame playlist. So I could go anywhere. I could go country. I could go hip hop. Whatever you need. I got it.
Why you trying to pigeonhole my dog into a box, man? We talk about just that moment.
You yell Forrest. He
That's his
brings
name,
up
Forrest
Billy Joe Cyrus. I don't know these people.
So I want to ask you a question though about fashion. So I think this is my opinion. I think Devontae is the best dressed person on your team. Devontae Smith, game day.
Yeah.
Right? I think he's clean. What I loved about what you did for the Super Bowl was you wore your high school letterman, and on your cleats, it had your area code. And then there's an arrow pointed to the Philadelphia area code.
Yeah.
I thought it was really cool because it's like the small town kid who still behaves in that way, but plays this big game, is now on the biggest stage representing where he's from. Why was it important to you to make sure your hometown was represented on what was the most important life of your athletic career?
Yeah, I take a lot of pride in where I come from. So being a small town kid, I take a lot of pride in that, and being able to play on the biggest stage. Why not represent, where I'm from? Everybody can kind of figure out, where Odebolt, Iowa is and what, ABCIG High School is. So it was just awesome for me to be able to represent them and wear that jacket. I knew everybody back home would be watching, so get everybody excited back home and just to wear that on my cleats, just because it means a lot coming from a small town and to be able to not only go Division I, but then make it to the NFL after 3 years in college. It's a lot of emotion coming from there. Being able to do this and the support that I get from back home, it's just amazing to see, to be able to inspire those people back home. It's awesome for me. I'm just glad I get to. Hopefully, I'm doing it the right way, and I hope those kids back home are looking up to me, and I hope I can, put on a good show for them every time I step on that field.
I didn't expect that. That was, yeah, because you've been real chill, man. That was real. I watched the highlight. Number one, right? Late game heroics. Runs to the left, cuts it back all the way back across the field, scores a touchdown. We've seen big punt returns. We've seen all these huge plays that led to you getting drafted. And then it was sort of like throughout the season, like we could see it, you'd say it, but you know how it is, man. It's such a difference between 4th and 1 tackle on Jamar Chase in week 6, which was huge, or a 4th and 1 breakup and a pick 6 in the Super Bowl. So I don't really feel like you've been able to digest it. So this is what we're gonna do here. This is gonna be a Pivot original. We're gonna let you watch it. And I just want you to take me through what you're seeing. I think even in the clip, Saquon tells you, he's like, you're gonna have one better than that. So I want you to be able to check it out for yourself and really take it in, since you don't look at your phone.
It is 3rd and 16. Back goes Mahomes. He's rushing. He's looking. It's intercepted. It's intercepted.
I did catch it back at the ball.
To the 25. Down the far side is
I don't even know if there was anything going through my mind in this moment, just trying to get in the end zone. I didn't have any celebration. It was kind of a weak celebration after. I was just running around. I didn't know what to do. I wish I had a better celebration than what I did, because that would have been. Me and Q had one planned, and we had talked about it, but
What was it? What was?
We were gonna do the Shawn Michaels Sweet Chin Music celebration at the end because we've been doing. He's like a big WWE guy for some reason, and I mean I used to watch it when I was a kid. So I mean we had done the pedigree, the Triple H pedigree. I botched that. That one was on me. We were gonna try and get back with the Sweet Chin Music, but I was just running around like.
Have you ever seen Nick Sirianni's reaction to that?
Yeah. That was pretty cool to see too.
Yeah.
Seeing how excited he was, his facial expressions after the play, it was awesome.
Hey, Coop, I'm curious. Your greatest moment since, I guess, hearing your name called on draft day to, throughout the season, maybe a moment in the locker room, a moment in the playoffs, maybe the pick six, maybe the confetti, maybe the parade. I don't know. What's your greatest moment in the past year?
One of my favorite moments was after the Super Bowl. My parents were down on the field with me, and we were up on the stage taking pictures and stuff. My dad had said to me, because on draft night I was disappointed, not going first round. That's where I thought I was going to go. Then dropping to the second round, but ended up in Philadelphia. And he said to me after the Super Bowl, when the confetti's coming down, just think about how disappointed you were on draft night, and now here you are in the Super Bowl, and you got a pick six, and you're a Super Bowl champion. So that was a pretty cool moment for me, just hearing that from him, and also someone took a video of him when I got my pick six, his reaction, because my dad is always like a humble, preaching me to be humble and never really, he'd tell me good job, good game, all that stuff. But I'd never seen him get that excited about a play that I made before. So seeing that video was pretty cool too.
There's a fable called Maybe So, Maybe Not. We'll see. When things happen in the moment, you don't really understand it. And eventually, at some point down the road, it hits you, and that was one of those moments.
Absolutely.
So I guess to end it then, that would be my question. Would you trade being drafted in the first round?
Nah, I wouldn't. No.
There you go.
Not to give up a Super Bowl, no.
I love what you said about representing a small town and being from a small town and hoping to inspire. I think we all have dreams and aspirations. Freddie T was a top 10 pick. Chan was All-American, twice over, drafted. I was an undrafted dude, and so my dreams looked so much different than I think other people's dreams. I was kind of like, man, I just want to make the team. I want to be a special team starter. I want to start, and I had all of these goals and dreams that changed. In your wildest dreams, could you ever have imagined the kid in Odebo that walked into, OAB CIG as a freshman hooper would have, at the age of 22, accomplished what you just finished accomplishing this year?
No, I mean, if you would have told me that back in high school, I would have thought you were crazy. I mean, all I wanted to do was to play in college, play a sport in college. I didn't know what it was. I wanted to just be able to continue to play sports at the next level. Never really, I had a dream of playing professionally, but I didn't know if it was possible coming from a small town, and I didn't know if I'd be able to go Division I, play at that level. I would have thought you were crazy if you told me that. I'd be sitting here with you guys on this podcast right now, and I was a Super Bowl champ at 22 years old. It's just crazy to think about. God works in mysterious ways, and he has a plan for me. And I'm gonna continue to follow that and follow him. So, hopefully we can get back to work here soon, and try and chase another one.
Man, I love that. Did you have a neighbor named Travis Barnes? He was the head of recruiting. He said that you had a neighbor that told him you have to watch this Cooper DeJean kid when he was a freshman. And when you signed, what was it, 2021?
Yeah. Yep.
He actually, the guy from Iowa, I can't remember his first name.
I think it was Travis.
Yeah, he apologized. he apologized to your neighbor because he said he was right. You know what I mean? You did end up being all the things that he thought you could be.
Yeah.
And so, man, like, congratulations.
Thank you.
It's an amazing accomplishment to win a Super Bowl. But I think you already know the work just started.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoy it, have some fun, play some golf, enjoy Audi boat while you can. But more will be expected of you the next year.
Absolutely.
Man, we just appreciate you taking the time to sit with us, you know, during such a busy time in life.
Appreciate you guys.
Appreciate you,
Appreciate
bro.
Love.
Man, I bet you can buy a big ass house in Oldie, can't you?
Good to meet you, brother.
Cool. Big fan.
Cool, when'd
bro.
you start
Much
dunking?
respect.
6.
When I was a freshman in high school.
You was a freshman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big
So
as fuck, too.
once you learned how to dunk, you was like F shooting it, huh?
I can still shoot a little.
No,
bit.
they've been having
I
a
can still
lot
shoot
of
a little
highlights.
bit.
I ain't seen you shoot
I
a
can shoot
jumper.
it.
That's what I was talking about, the J, right?
I ain't seen you shoot
What's your
a
measurables,
jumper,
dude?
dog.